Alright, this is Randalicious. Welcome to the 20th Hexis podcast. We're streaming this podcast. In this podcast, gonna be giving out a whole bunch of OS buddy codes, so stick around. You may be fortunate enough to get one of those. So if you guys have any questions, also post those, and we'll have someone collect some questions to answer after we answer what we already have set. But let's get to it. I'm Randalicious, and I'm a leader of Hexis.
Trance, I'm a general in Hexis.
Hi, I'm Trickool, renowned runner of Rue, profound collector of tea, and guardian preserver of the old school feel. Also, recently elected Hexis General.
I'm Brungus, I'm like rank 300 and I'm still working on mechs.
I'm Aubrey, I'm not going to be ranked or top 100 for very long.
Elected Hexis General.
I'm Brungus, I'm like rank 300 and I'm still working on mechs.
I'm Aubrey, I'm not going to be ranked or top 100 for very long.
Hey, I'm Ace2cool. I have 200 mil smithing, rank 2, also have an alt that has 60 mil XP, and I'm breaking my podcast virginity today.
Alright, so congrats on being promoted, Trickool. Did you see it coming? Also, does this mean you'll be a permanent member on the podcast as well?
I won't mind being a permanent member if you need one, but it's fun to give others a try. Did you see it coming? Not really. The whole general thing became a meme after a while. I didn't expect it, but I was pleasantly surprised.
Alright, moving on. So, someone says, have you guys ever considered trying to do like some daily podcasts for a week to kind of see more of a variety of Hexis members all at once? And how do you guys think something like this would do?
Daily, maybe if there's some really big news in the old school community. Not daily though, I don't think. Really, you'd get a bit bored of it after a while. I know I would.
Yeah, I mean, I only feel like there's enough that there is only so much that you can talk about. So having it every single day, I mean, you'd be talking about the same thing over and over again. That's one thing that I like about the podcast being every other week, is that some time passes, so we have a lot of fucking shit to talk about.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how well that would be.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think daily would be much fun because like there wouldn't be much to talk about, and probably people wouldn't be tuning in very much at the end because it'd just be like, you know, day after day. Like I think every 2 weeks is a perfect amount because there's always stuff to talk about and people can like look forward to it and stuff. And as far as like I guess variety of Hexis members all at once, I think that's a pretty good idea because this is only my second time on it and I always enjoy it, and I think everyone should get a chance to be on it if they want to.
Yeah, I have to agree with the above statements. Like, it would be probably too much to do, like, every day with everything.
Oh yeah, definitely every day would be like really cringe. Maybe like some sort of celebration, like if we were celebrating some milestone or other than that, hell no.
I don't think there's enough going on in the RS community to fill a podcast every day.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I
speed,
imagine
much.
it would be something
Maybe
like
that's
only an
significantly shorter.
hour. Yeah, yeah.
I think that would just be too much. I mean, it would be kind of difficult to organize and difficult to get enough questions for that. And I think the most frequent it should ever be is maybe once a week if we really feel like doing that. But I think every 2 weeks is fine.
All right. This for you and I, Trance. They said, congratulations on 20 podcasts. Did you guys ever see yourselves making it this far? And will they ever see podcasts on iTunes?
I have no idea what the requirements to get your podcast on iTunes are, but I really doubt it that will ever be on iTunes. Which is kind of why this whole thing started. Someone searched Hexis on Spotify or something, and some random ass song came up, and I was like, you know, it'd be cool if we had a Hexis podcast that came up when you search Hexis on Spotify, and then like 2 weeks later we did the first one. So who knows?
I think we've really come a long way from the beginning to where we are right now. I don't really know if I saw us doing it as long as that have done it so far. I kind of felt like after the first like 3 or 4, I was gonna be like, all right, we're probably gonna get worn out of this, not gonna enjoy it, and people are gonna hate it. But no, I've been pleasantly surprised how successful it's been and the longevity of it so far. And we're gonna be coming up on our 1 year pretty soon, I think. Couple more
November 2nd.
podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't know the process of how to get shit on iTunes or anything like that, though. But
Just to butt in, if you go back to Hexis Cast 1 and just watch it, it's so great. 40 minutes long, it's not got this in the background you're seeing at the moment. Everyone's got shit mics and don't know what they're doing, and Randy leaves halfway through it.
dude, I had a basketball game that I had to go to. We lost by like 20 or something, I believe. Anyway, I should have just skipped it. All right, moving on. So, can you guys recall your favorite few moments on the podcast over the last year?
Oh god, there's too many.
Trickle's fart. There needs to be a highlight reel. Like, I don't know.
Best of the Hexis podcast.
Yeah.
That fart might be my favorite as well.
Oh, I'm glad I impressed you all.
It was great.
I've been on quite a few of them, so it's hard to one particular moment. I really enjoyed the whole of 11 because I was with the Case Ace and Matto, who are both really good friends of mine, and it was also home to the big fart that Trance and Randy love. A couple of weeks ago, I really enjoyed the one with me and Trance ripping the shit out of Hooray for Jay with dick shit. I've not laughed that hard in a really long time. Oh, that was really funny. And one because it was just so shoddy. It was nice.
I really do like how it's evolved and how we've been able to improve it from where it started, and it's been able to expand to where it is now. But alright. Someone said, how much would you charge for someone to be a guest on the podcast? I kind of laugh at this question, like, if anything, it would almost seem like I would pay someone to be on it because, like, then they'd be able to advertise it. I almost feel like it'd be the opposite effect. You know, like, we don't need to pay, or someone doesn't need to pay to be on it. So, I don't know.
In other words, 500,000 Dragon Bones.
100,000 Dragon Bones.
Alright. And so moving on then, do you guys like the Jad pet? And would you guys see yourself ever trying to get one off task?
I think it looks good, and I don't think I would ever try to get one off task because you have a higher chance of getting one on task. And I'm gonna do all of the pets that I can while like on task because you get the Slayer Helm bonus and you get Slayer XP. Unless I got really unlucky and it was like one of the last ones I had left, and it's less efficient to do them on task if you have to skip so many. But yeah, I will do it not off task though because it's inefficient.
I like the pet. After I max, I'm gonna go for all, maybe not all, maybe most pets, but I'm not gonna do it off task because I'd rather. There's nothing you can do with the Slayer Helm. I'm not gonna like do it without. So yeah.
Yeah, I do think that seems like the pet's a little bit too common, and I know they haven't released the rate yet, but I don't think it's more than one in 100 for each role. So get it in like less than 50 tasks. It seems like it's a little bit too common in my opinion, but whatever.
I like the pet. I like that like you have to sacrifice a fire cape for it. I just think it's really cool, really. It definitely not something I try to get off task. Whenever the day comes that I start Slayer, I'll be very happy when I start doing these tasks for the chance of getting the pet.
I like the Jad pet. I think it's pretty cool. I don't think I would ever see myself trying to get one off task. It involves me actually attempting to actually get one, since I haven't been able to beat Jad yet. But yeah. I know it's sad. I rage quit it back in like 2011, back on the old scape and shit
Just
like
wear the
that.
smithing cape.
I'll just wear the smithing cape and call it a day. Smithing cape for life.
Just that Petscape is all a bit meh for me. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's cool enough, looks alright. Again, agree with Trance. Does seem a lot common for what it is, and considering it's an efficient task to do while slaying, I see. Or if you are going for 2 mil or 2 mil slay, I can see quite a lot of people getting one. Off task, don't see the point. You'd be able to do the caves quicker if you're on task because of the Slayer Helm bonus and everything. The only reason I can see anyone getting it off task is either they really like Jad or they're just shit and die and lose their fire cape a lot and just happen to get it when they kill the Jad rather than cashing in the fire cape. But yeah, it's alright. Maybe if I do some Slayer, I might get it. Fire caves are alright, pretty quick. Done a good job, I guess, as far as pets go.
Gonna be the most common pet without too much time.
Oh, yeah.
Does it really come at that frequency?
It seems like it's probably like 1 in 100. I don't know. I've heard
Yeah,
of a lot of
and not
people
only
getting it
that,
at pretty
but-
low drop rates.
Not only that, but the fight caves only take like 30 minutes with the Slayer task,
And
and you get 2 rolls per, don't you?
You get 3 rolls
Yeah.
if you're on task. Right?
3 rolls.
Yeah, because if you're not on task, you roll once when you kill Jad, and again when you trade the cape. And if you're on task, you get 2 rolls when you kill Jad, and then 1 when you turn the cape
Jesus
in.
Christ.
Are you
Wow.
sure that's how it works?
I'm pretty sure it's how it works.
If that's
it's-
how it
it's-
works,
it
it's
sounds like
gotta
it's
be a
the
lot higher than 1 in 100.
I don't think it is though. Maybe.
That would kind of seem like a joke if it was that common. Alright, the Jad task is about 60k XP per hour. Do you think it's good? Or do you think this creates a good challenge for the best efficient Slayer? Like, do you think it's
yeah,
good that
yes.
bossing is efficient?
Well, I think it's good that a boss that doesn't have a lot of have any profits a task. I wouldn't want Zora to be like a task that you get often. Which is what boss layer was gonna be like. But it's really not. Unless you AFK Nightmare Zone, it's not an incredible task. It's like mediocre at best if you don't AFK Nightmare Zone. So, not like that crazy.
Yeah, I'll go for what Trance has said with Nightmare Zone and CMLE HP rate being what it is. It's a lot more acceptable to do Slayer. Well, it's more efficient to do Slayer if you AFK Guffins because you can blow pipe some tasks because the AFK Guffins compensates for the lost out melee XP. Personally, I really love the idea of a Jad task. It's a quote unquote challenge, and it really strays out of Slayer's comfort zone rather than you just sit in the corner and AFK, click the cannon, drink a prayer pot to do the fight cave. This is something unique, it's something fresh, and it's been pretty well received. It's a mediocre task, but I think it's a little more than just sitting and.
One thing
Well,
that
I
I
really
like
like
that
that.
Trance brought up is that it's not a profitable task.
Yeah.
So I do really agree with him there a lot. If there was a highly profitable, high XP boss task, I think that would be pretty bad. But I really do like how they did everything with the Jad pet and Slayer task.
I think it's honestly more than 60k an hour. Even if you're quite good at fight caves, you can do it in like 30 minutes, and you get 37.6k XP. So that's like over 70k an hour. Maybe including banking time, it's a little bit less, but I think it's honestly fairly well balanced because you are getting ranged XP and you're losing money. It's not like you're doing Saradomin and making like 2 or 3 mil an hour like Solar or whatever and getting a fast Slayer XP. So I think it's fine and it's nice. As other people said, that it's not just sitting there AFK. It's actually like something you have to pay attention to while you're slaying.
Engaging. All right, now, would you guys like to see efficient XP boss slayer more in the future?
I would, but there's not much else in the game that's like the fight caves. Like I wouldn't want like God Wars or Zora to be like efficient to do for XP, but if they make anything in the future that's like fight caves where you get a little bit over the course of like 30 minutes and at the end you get like a big chunk for killing the boss, and you could fail and not get it, like that kind of thing. I would want, but not efficient, like killing any God Wars bosses or anything like that.
I would like to see like efficient boss slayer because it would make it more interesting to like have like kill bosses and stuff like that to gain XP. Like you kill a whole bunch in a row or something like that, and then get a boost of like Slayer XP or something like that. I don't know.
I'm looking forward to seeing Boss Slayer, but I definitely don't think that those tests should be efficient, and I don't think they will be. I mean, if you're getting efficient Slayer XP while PVMing, then PVM drops are going to be worthless, and PVM like everywhere is going to be way overcrowded. So it's not really how the game is meant to work, I don't think. Even just having the Slayer Helm bonus on bosses, it can make them faster and possibly drop the prices of them a little bit, and just people being given those tasks is going to make them more likely to want to go and do the bosses that they may have otherwise not done. But I guess I'm fine with it coming out as long as it's not going to be like fast Slayer XP, which I don't think it will be.
Yeah, definitely not efficient. Like I said in the last question, I'm fine with Jag because you don't make any money at all. But like, remember when they first did Boss Slayer, it was going to be any boss, which is ridiculous because you can just do Zora, which is already basically efficient. Get the bonus like 20k Slayer an hour, whatever it would be. So that would be stupid. But I'm the way Boss Slayer is going to be, I'm fine with that, basically.
I really like what Aubrey said, and whilst I do like that it's out of its comfort zone, I think it should be one or the other. So Jab is efficient in the means that it's a pretty alright task, but if you're to do, 60k an hour for killing Zora and you get the however much money as well, I think it should be one or the other. So, like for it to be GP efficient as an alternative to, they should be tasks you do for the money rather than the XP, if that's what floats your boat. I don't really want it to see things like bossing getting overcrowded because of Boss Slayer, and all that Aubrey already touched on. Also really like that they have changed it to it's a specific boss rather than just kill a boss. And they proposed that. I thought they were joking because it's so kill. I was going to say, right, I've got a Slayer Helm, I can go and use the bonus to kill the big mole quicker because you're going to dart that anyway. Everyone's just going to stick it on and get fast as all the kills. So I'm really happy they, made it more specific.
Alright, on to the Max Cape. So, when the Max Cape comes out, and with the customization to it, what do you guys plan on making yours look like?
Are they customizing it?
Not yet, but
I don't know. I think at the most they're just gonna do like 6 different colors you can choose from.
well, if you saw Dream's tweet where he had like all those colors, I don't know. I feel like it'd be a lot easier to do than what they're saying.
Credit to that tweet goes to Netfunders.
I feel like it would be a lot easier to do it than what they're saying, because I mean you're able to change your fucking outfit and hair and all that so easily. I really don't see what the engine problem would be to that's standing in the way of making it an easy add-on.
Well, your outfit and your hair are linked to like your avatar. Like that's an item. It's probably a big difference that we don't really understand.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm extremely ignorant, but I just don't see how it's so damn time-consuming that they're not even planning on doing it right off the bat.
Well, I guess to answer the question then, if you can pick two colors, you can pick 2 colors, right? In the past, that's how you're able to do it.
It was 4.
Really, 4? Oh, okay. I'd probably pick like blue, like a light blue, and like a white kind of color scheme together.
I guess it depends on, what kind of customization you can do. I'll probably either go for like blue or green, but honestly, I'll probably change it all the time depending on what outfit I'm wearing because you'd want to match your outfit.
I don't know what I would customize mine for, because first I'd have to max, and I don't know if I'm gonna end up doing that. So we'll have to get there first, then I can worry about picking colors.
Andy?
Oh,
Really
I
touched on it.
already touched on it.
As for me, I like default red one. I'll be perfectly content with it. I don't give a shit about the stats. I don't give a shit about the amount. I don't give a shit what it looks like. I'll buy it, put it on for a day, and stick it in my house for the rest of its life.
You're not gonna wear it?
If it was the best cape in slot for Slayer, then sure, but just another cape.
Yeah.
This one just costs a lot more.
I'd have mine be like a really nice purple and yellow, kind of match it with the Menafite Thug top. And I think that would look pretty good. But, alright, so they pulled to see if we wanted to have the max cape have the same stats as the fire cape, and it failed. So what are your guys' thoughts on the max cape being inefficient to use during combat? And do you think that in the future they will repull the max cape's stats?
I was actually away at the time that this was going on, and I hopped on Twitter and saw, even though the high-level community was getting what they wanted, they were still finding something to bitch and moan about. I'm perfectly content with it just being cosmetic for now, but I would really like to see it open to a poll. I like the idea Adam stole and then Jay stole of adding capes to it to get the capes effect on the max cape, so you can show off and be efficient at the same time. So I really hope they do that, but it's not like, it's not. I don't think it's needed. You got a fire cape for the combat, man. You don't need a max cape. You got a fire cape. But also allow losers like Chicklin who can't get a fire cape to just use a max cape for Slayer, and that's not fair.
Do you think that
I
some...
agree, basically.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I just agree. I think I don't really care, to be honest, that it's not going to be the best. Like, I'll still probably wear it, like whatever I'm doing. But I think it should be, probably, but I'm not really going to be too fussed if it's not.
Do you guys think that perhaps some people voted no to it because they wanted the stats to be even better than a fire cape?
No.
I kind of doubt it.
Okay, alright. And I'm fine with it just being how it is, but I think what a lot of people are suggesting and what I see should be the way it is you just use a cape on it, and then the cape takes on those stats. Use a fire cape on it, gets them stats. Use a skill cape on it, gets those stats. I don't really see why that wasn't something that they tried pulling.
Baby steps, man. Baby steps.
I mean, yeah, we still have a lot of time before it gets released, but...
Then we've got a lot of complaining to do after it gets released, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
I can see it getting that, though. It's a pretty balanced concept. It doesn't devalue existing content, and it just allows people with a max cape to show it off whilst having best in slot items such as a fire cape, such as a graceful cape, and what have you. It's just like keepsakes on RS3. It's like a cosmetic override for certain items. Really, if you're maxed, holds no real status. It's not, you have to have this item to best PK or the best PVM. It's just a cosmetic override for a fire cape if you're doing Slayer, a cosmetic override for a graceful cape if you're doing rune crafting. And again, with it not being polled, I sort of bring it to a question of how hard can it be, but I don't claim to be a pro in coding, so I really wouldn't know how hard it could be. Also, with the customizable thing, I'd really like to know what the fuck Ian's doing that he can't, put dev time into customizable max cape.
Yeah, I tweeted him maybe a week ago or so, asking him what he was doing, and He responded. I don't remember what he said, but I just know that he responded. It's
I did when they pulled it. Someone tweeted Ash about repolling the stats to make them like slightly worse than a fire cape, so it's still like you can still use it and it won't be that disadvantaged in Slayer. And then he said he would be up for the idea of repolling it with different stats, so maybe they would consider doing the use a cape on it feature.
I really think that they should just make it so it adopts the stats of one cape at a time. Just make it so you could use any cape that would ever actually be used.
spottier
Yeah,
too.
and never release a
The
better
only issue
cape
that-
without kiln, then it'll scale up. That you know,
What was that?
if they
the
ever
only-
release like a 5 kiln, it'll scale up with that.
Yeah. I like it because it leaves it very open. Not just, set. You could use an average accumulator on it, you could use a fire cape on it, use a graceful cape, spotty cape, whatever you really desire.
Do those prayer capes give more of a prayer bonus than a skill cape?
But it's like if you do Prima Plunder, you use an Ardy Cloak on it, get the fresh prayer bonus with your
Oh
Nano
yeah,
cape,
yeah. That's
but you still
some.
got your Ardy Cloak. It's so perfectly balanced, and I just... if they do offer stats on a max cape, I don't want them to be static, I want us to have the choice, rather than just throwing like the best strength bonus, the best bonus, reducing weight, average accumulator on one cape, just allow it up to the player's interpretation of how they want to use the cape. I think it'd be a lot more balanced, satisfy a lot more people, and, I just think it'd be perfect.
The only problem is PvP. They'd have to make it so it's disabled in PvP or something like that, because then you could be hiding what cape you're using.
Wow, that's not really gonna make much of a difference.
It won't, but PvP community will probably bitch about it, and probably wouldn't pass.
I guess that is one reason to vote no.
I mean, that's probably the least thing you're worried about when you go into the wilderness. You should be more worried about a team of 20 D-spears coming for you.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be stupid to wear it in the wilderness anyways, because it costs 2.3 mil, but I don't know, people would probably still complain about it.
The fact it does hide it, but I think it's pretty easy to put the numbers together.
It doesn't. It doesn't really give you much of an advantage.
Yeah. The only thing I see them doing is switching out the cape mid-fight, so you keep your max cape on, but now it's got a fire cape in it instead of a god cape, and they don't see that coming. They think you're stuck with the god cape in it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
PvP community isn't my deal.
I'd be totally fine if it's able to be used in PvP.
Yeah, I mean, how many max players actually PK anyways, but...
All of Slay Stars. What about you, Ace? What do you think?
I think that I really don't know max cape and efficient in combat. I think it should just be used for combat, because you see most of the people that are walking around with it. When you're at the bank, I mean, you don't see the person with the max cape. The max cape is to be shown off, worn, that you can be able to see it, and the most time when you see it is when you're out doing like PVM or out and about doing something.
Yeah, I feel you. It's alright. Moving on. What was the reason you guys first became a member way back in the day? Was it a skill? Something else? What exactly was it?
My friend was a member before I was, and I watched him kill crawling hands and thought it was the coolest shit ever.
Crawling hands.
So I gave my mom $5 and month membership.
Wow.
Are we talking about, like, membership or Hexis membership?
I'll go with just RuneScape membership.
Yeah.
Alright, I was 9 years old when I first became a member, and I'd been playing for about a year, and I got hacked, and I lost, like, all of my free-to-play bank, which was worth, like, I don't know, somewhere between, like, 500k and a mil, probably, and I was super depressed, because I was 9 years old, and then my dad decided to me membership because he saw that I was sad. So then I was very happy again.
Oh man, I first became a member because like back when I had first started, I was competing with my cousin at the time, and neither of us knew a goddamn thing about the game. But I just knew that I'd have an advantage if I became a member, so I became a member to get an advantage over my cousin.
I started in RuneScape about 9, coming on to 10 years ago, and all my friends at school were playing it. It was about 15 lads all playing RuneScape, and one by one, we all just started getting membership until I was like one of the last ones left without it, and I just felt left out. I wanted to be part of the gang again, and I threw a tantrum, and Mummy bought my membership, and she is still paying for it.
Lucky.
Does she know she's paying for it?
No. If you look on my account on the official RuneScape high scores, the official RuneScape forums, I have had reoccurring membership since August 2008.
Wow.
I still pay I pay dirt cheap for it. Well, my mum pays dirt cheap for it.
It should be like $5 a month.
Yeah, mine's still $5.
Yeah, I first became a member when I saw my friends like playing it too, and then I wanted to play it and get to the areas where they were at and be where they were and do the same shit they were doing. But they were all members. I couldn't do that when I was like an FTP, so I got members.
When I was like 11, I was in free to play. I think I was 11, maybe 10 even. Some guy told me that he'd give me membership, like some guy in game that I didn't know. So I gave him my password, and so obviously he stole all my cow hides and shit. I'm pretty sure that's like all I had. But he also did give me membership. Like he paid membership for a month.
Really?
But he literally,
there you go.
yeah, he did. He gave me membership, and then so I played for a month, and then when it ran out, I couldn't play free to play anymore. I just like didn't find it any fun. So I had my mom start buying a membership.
Why the hell would he buy you membership?
I don't know.
If you're gonna scam somebody, scam them. Jesus. Wow, that's a really good story. All right. So someone says, do you think anyone will ever beat your record for most XP in a day, Randy? I think it's definitely possible that someone can. It would be extremely inefficient if someone did, but I really do think that there's a lot of potential for someone to break it. I mean, I did like half myth, half addy. If someone did full addy the whole time, they'd destroy it. It wasn't as good as it could have been either, but they gotta have a lot of hand stamina. I mean, your hands are gonna really fucking hurt. Your hands are really. It's gonna take a year. All right, so are you guys optimistic about the 2K Total Worlds, or do you think it will lead to disputes among clans that will be prevalent in those worlds?
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't think it'll be like as bad as you'd think. I mean, for Slayer and Hunter, it might even be harder to find spots.
Yeah.
Those worlds, because most people are going to be training efficiently. So, whatever, we'll see. If there's like more than one, maybe 2 or 3, then yeah, it'll be really nice. But I think there's only going to be 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with what Trance said. If there's like a couple of worlds, it'll probably be really good, and then if it's just one, it's probably gonna be like too packed to be efficient. Everybody will be just trying to fight for the same spots.
Nah. I can see why people are excited for this. I've been told that the state of Slayer is just a mess at the moment, and just a sprawl of people doing it wrong. So yeah, I guess that's cool. What Trance said is also feasible if he fuck up, and yeah, I hope one of them's an Australian world.
I doubt that if they made a 2K world, it would be Australian.
They'd never make an Australian world.
I think that I could almost see this being just as problematic as regular worlds, especially for Slayer, because you're gonna think all these people with 2K plus total are now. I would be extremely surprised if there were more than two of these 2K plus total worlds, and there's only a hand like for Bloodvelds, for cow fights, for Hellhounds. There's not. I don't think there's enough room if a dozen people with 2K plus total level started slaying efficiently. I don't even know if there'd be enough space there because they would just assume, alright, there's not going to be any fuckers with a granite plate body and a D med killing shit, so I'm going to just go to this world. But you go to that world and you got someone else who's training it efficiently. So, I don't know. I think it could be really problematic. Black Chins as well. I think there are a whole lot of PKers with 2K plus total level, and I think that people who are hunting in those worlds are going to be very, very vulnerable, and I really don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. It's just going to be just a nerdy ass world, but I don't really see it being too different from how it is right now in affecting like spawns and everything like that.
I think that they will be pretty small. I mean, in the question itself, it said that there will be one of each world, and there'll be four of them, 1250, 1500, 1750, and 2000 total requirement. So there'll be one of each of those, and I mean, I think that the 2K world will be nice. There'll definitely be fewer PKers. Like, there's no way that there would be more, so it'll be better anyways, even if it's not great. So I'm gonna do my wilderness bosses there, which will be nice. I don't know, it'll be nice. Like, I remember hanging out in World 48 back in the day, and it was cool to be around higher level people and just have a smaller world with less noobs.
Alright. Do you guys think that Jagex is trying to update the game too quickly?
No, I don't think they are. I mean, they gotta have like a giant list of like requests, on like a backlog, and they get like suggested things probably 100 times a day that if they didn't update the game like at a good pace, they'd probably like literally never get to 90% of things they get suggested. So I don't think they're updating it too quickly now.
This is something that I would have said no to if it wasn't for this sailing thing. Now, they're at the point really at the moment where they've just got a little too much on their hand. I mean, they're juggling Dead Man Zaya and sailing, which is all.
And they're still not finished with this Slayer shit.
And yeah, and they're still not finished with this Slayer stuff that they've posed. And they're just sort of juggling it, and it's about this time I get out my RSQ&A bingo card and stamp that Zaya's been pushed back another 3 months down the line. Because it's just, they're saying all these, they're like a kid in a candy shop who's saying, oh, I like that, like that, like that, like that, eat it all, and feel sick. And just, they've got too much on their hand to juggle it, and everything's either going to come out like later than everyone expects or to a poor standard. That's why with sailing, if it was to pass, I'd like them to incorporate content from Zaya into sailing, so you could sail to different parts and they'd have content that was going to exist on Zaya on it, rather than them just sort of throwing out sailing then throwing out a fucking continent 50% of the world's size already. It just seems too much for however many people to handle. Just no. They're not updating it, but they're trying to be honest. The way that they ended the sailing dev blog, Trance pointed it out, made it sound like it was, either trying to guilt trip us into voting yes because they're going to put the effort in anyway, or just it's coming regardless. Fuck you.
I kind of feel like they are starting to come out with shit way too quickly. I mean, as you said, they've got a whole lot of shit backed up. They've got Zaya backed up. This Hellhound boss, Abyssal Demon boss shit still ain't even out. Sailing, they have way too much shit. I don't want to say planned, but just planned. They got way too much shit planned, and they are trying to just feed out more and more shit, it's fuck it. They're trying to update it way too quickly. They need to understand that the game is fine and an update can come every now and then. They don't need to constantly have a big project in motion.
I'm gonna have to agree with Randy. I feel like they're just updating it way too quickly. It's like fine the way it is. People play old school for the old school feeling and how it's been like for years. That's why we all came back to it. That's why we all came back to it. Now they're just trying to over update it as quickly as they can, and they're backlogging a whole bunch of stuff that may or may not make it to into the future or not.
I just don't really like that they've got so much shit on their plate right now, and they keep just adding it on and on and on. Their eyes are much bigger than their stomach.
Yes. Brilliant analogy for it.
Thank you.
Or was it the grass exceeds their reach thing?
The what?
Man's grasp exceeds their reach. It's like that's the saying when you're trying to do something you can't.
I've never heard that before.
No one's ever heard that.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I thought you were making a
that's
reference
a
to
pretty
more creatures,
popular
but what?
saying. Anyways, the key word is trying to update. You know, they still have to pull it and everything. But yeah, everything Trickool said, I completely agree. They're just, I mean, they are getting 2 more devs, but a new skill and a new continent takes so much time, like a ridiculous amount of time. So yeah.
I don't know. Sorry.
I think if they're gonna do the sailing, they should do it instead of Zaya, because Zaya is just kind of ridiculous, and I mean we haven't even, like seen anything of it aside from a couple of graphics concepts from Ghost, and it just like I don't feel like they actually be able to successfully do all of this unless it's gonna take them at least like 2 years.
All right, so a question for me. They said you streamed some gameplay twice this week, and it seemed to go pretty well, having more than 100 viewers both times. Does streaming regularly appeal to you? I think you would be able to pull in the viewer group that once admired Sick Nerd in his skilling days. Well, I'm flattered that you seem to enjoy it and think that I could do well with it. I do kind of want to start entertaining the possibility of doing that. I think the moment that I thought to myself, damn, I should probably start doing this on a more regular basis was when I was streaming. I was doing some smithing, and I was playing one song for 2.5 hours straight, and there was like 100-something people watching. I wouldn't watch it, but fuck. Something I'd like to start doing a lot more when I move into college here in 2 weeks.
Sounds like a ViewBot.
Hey, no one hosted me at any time. I don't really understand, but I just kept playing back to back by Drake and had a whole lot of fucking viewers. People seem to enjoy it, I guess. But alright. If you can remember who recruited you to Hexis, who was it, and what were you doing at that time?
It was Vior when he was Hexis, and I was smithing at Verac West at the Anvil. Felt like the happiest kid in the candy store.
I was first recruited in November 2013 by a player who's dead called Maggie K. I think you're supposed to pronounce it Magic. I always called him Maggie.
It's pronounced Magique.
Yeah, Magic. I always called him Maggie because it annoyed him. We were both fishing. Saw he was in Hexis. I was a Smiley at the time, and he was just like, you can join, right? And I was like, shit, no way. I had a 1 banana next to my name, and I was just hot as shit.
And look at you now. All the times have changed.
I joined in. Well, I didn't. I started hanging out in the CC before it was closed, and that was in I think February of 2014. And I didn't actually join as a member until like October, I think, because I didn't have the requirement before then. And I don't think anyone really recruited me. I think I just saw that the CC was open, so I joined once, and I stayed there because I wanted to get into efficient skilling and was the place to be.
Yeah, nobody recruited me, which is kind of surprising because I was never a smiley. I went straight to a member, and I was getting like 80-hour weeks for like 2 months, and Randy never even noticed me. Which is like, if there was someone who had the Rex who was getting like 80-hour weeks, we would pick him up instantly. So I had to apply myself. Anyways,
Mr.
yeah.
Big Shot, huh? So, alright. No one recruited me to join as well. It was like March, April-ish, 2013, and when I started playing old school, there was a whole bunch of my IRL friends who started playing, and they slowly just started dwindling down, and then it just got down to like one or two of my friends, and I was just sitting here bored as hell, and I was like, alright, what are some clans out there that I can, who are some fucking nerds that I can talk to, and Hexis just happened to be that clan.
Oh yeah, Randy retweeted me, or not retweeted, recruited me. He found me on Twitter, and I was fishing at the time.
I don't remember what I was doing at the time. I think I was hunting or cooking, one of the two. Alright. Do you classify... I don't know what the fuck this word is. Do you classify your amount of time spent on RuneScape as an addiction or as a wanna keep up?
I don't really think that it's an addiction. I have never like skipped out on real life responsibilities to play RuneScape. So I just play in RuneScape in all of my free time pretty much. I don't have other hobbies, and that doesn't really bother me. So I don't really view it as an addiction.
I don't view it as an addiction either. I just do it to play and kill time. I classify smithing as an addiction though. Smithing is fun.
But
I don't know
staking.
why. Dude, I don't stake. Well, I do stake only when I'm bored, and then I almost get clean, but I don't. But you instantly come on TS when I'm staking. Find a way to alert Trance on the TS. Tell him you're staking. He'll be instantly on TS.
I mean, I gotta be addicted a little bit at least. So, I'm not gonna say I'm not like a little bit addicted. I'll say I'm more addicted to the internet than just RuneScape in general. I mean, I've quit before and played other games while I wasn't playing RuneScape. So,
like vote Trance, I wouldn't say I'm addicted, but we all know that I am. It's a case of not having anything else to do with the rest of the day, so I just sit on my balls and do agility. Got no friends. Who needs friends in real life when you come on the internet, right?
I'd say I'm addicted to the game, but not really in like the bad way. Like I just like to play it, but I don't think I could really just stop cold turkey at any time. You know, I think so. In that case, I am addicted. And you see the question, Randy.
Did I really? Oh, I'm a jackass. Alright.
Yeah, nobody else noticed, I guess.
Well,
I noticed, but it was about Sten and it was a bit edgy.
so alright. Moving up, so No to AFK Prey has a 200 mil all skills thread on tip.it. Do you follow it? And other thoughts on the thread that you may have?
yeah, I follow it. I remember when it first came out, it was really cringe because the guy, I
It
forget
was
his name.
awful.
The guy who was doing the updates was doing it purely off XP, and so like half the people on there were just like nightmare zoned, and I bullied him out by doing my own 200 mil all time to 200 mil all combats, and I just bullied him out, and then
You
started doing
resigned
it.
when you did
Yeah.
Ruthless. Someone
And
link
then,
the
yes, that's
someone
okay.
link that thread in the chat.
back.
What about you, Aubrey?
No, I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, it's I think I've gone and looked at it maybe like 5 or 6 times. I was told to start looking at it when Dusty and Runes were included in like the top 15, and I made an account just to say that it's silly for him to include them in there. I do check it every now and then, but shit. Hope he stays around long enough for Lynx to get it. Otherwise, someone's gonna have to carry on the dream.
I started doing it about the time just before the original guy was bullied out of doing it. But I read it and I liked what the direction that Sten took it in, basing it off the EHP and not including Loon and Dusty. It's interesting to read. It's once a weekly updates. It just writes a line or two about what everyone's doing, and it's just nice to read. Really, it's nice for him to do it. It just fills a bit of time.
Yeah, alright. So, Trickool, how many marks of grace do you have so far?
I've got 4,751 less than I should have. Moving on. Nah, in all seriousness, I have 14k at the moment.
Alright. So, does competing on the high scores ever stress you guys out? Like the feeling the need to play at inopportune times?
Only if I'm doing like a record. Like I don't compete on like XP high scores that much, even though I'm like high XP. Like I wouldn't care if someone passed me in XP. But if I'm doing a record, yeah, I get kind of stressed. Make sure you especially when you try to get your first 6 hour, you gotta make sure you write down what time you start and everything.
I don't compete on the high scores, so I don't get stressed out about it.
Yes, I actually did get stressed out for a moment in time when I was going for 200 mil smithing because I saw Sick Nerd was freaking gaining on me really quickly, so I ended up having to switch my schedule an hour both ways to stay up longer and wake up earlier. And then he ended up burning out, so the stress was relieved.
Hey, you're still fretting about trying to get top 10 on your alt.
I ain't gonna get that on my alt. There's just no way.
I don't really think it ever stresses me out. It's more fun than anything. But I'll say you never feel the need to play at an inopportune time because, I mean, whenever you're playing, it's just in your free time. It's not inopportune. I guess maybe staying up a little bit later, but who needs sleep? Sleep when you're dead.
Sleep is for the weak.
Personally, I don't compete on the high scores, and it never really was something that I enjoyed doing. And I know if I ever got a really high rank, I wouldn't be able to keep it for very long at all. So I just never competed.
Nah, I never really pay attention to anything really. I even just my EHP every now and again. Yeah, never stresses me out. It's always pretty relaxing to play RuneScape because what I do is really
I mean,
easy.
why would you be stressed out doing agility?
Dude, I told you once before we started, right? Not funny anymore. No, and the only time I have sort of, brought cereal into my room and eat it, ate whilst playing RuneScape was like if I was going for a record or something. No real need to, sleep less, play on a laptop on the toilet, etc., etc. Just have fun.
This one.
Alright, are you guys a fan of small incremental changes to EHP rates, such as woodcutting being increased from 92k to 95k per hour?
I don't know. It seems like in a situation like that, it's just like correcting a previous error or something because it's only 3k difference. I mean, woodcutting hasn't really changed at all aside from reindeer hat, and it's not based off of that, is it?
Not yet.
No, it's not.
So I guess it's kind of just correcting mistakes in that case. It seems like it's a good thing to do to change things to be slightly more accurate.
I'm gonna take this as like actual updates to the game as opposed to like EHP changes. I think seeing small updates now, I guess for like 92 to 95k, you could say maybe that's like a, let's just say there wasn't a lumberjack outfit out and then one came out. It would be that kind of increase. I'm totally fine with things getting a slight increase if it's new and engaging content.
Well, the 92 to 95k was just like correcting an error because Foot just set it arbitrarily. I mean, he's not even on woodcutting. So he kind of just more or less guessed when he made that rate. So it's just being more accurate. But on the CML subreddit, which is really new, you guys should check it out. r/Crystal Math Labs. Foot said that he plans on doing calculus to figure out rates for skills like woodcutting and mining and fishing and hunter, where every level you should technically get slightly faster. It doesn't really make sense to have it blocked like 70 to 80 is the same rate when it's really not.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So that'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
He said he's gonna take calculus.
Calculus, so that every single experience you get slightly changes your rate.
I mean, he could just apply a slightly different rate every single level.
Yeah, but that'd be annoying.
It's interesting. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, whatever.
That's it.
If they need to done, they need to be done. This is going off like changing fishing EHP to 3 second stuff. Sure, why not? But some players are at disadvantage. Australians, Brazilians, and all that jazz. 3-ticking is quite difficult to get all the key presses out in the half a tick delay they have, and the other side of the coin is people don't have a reindeer hat to 3-tick with, so it can be quite unfair considering conventional 3-ticking might not be available to some players. So I don't really know what to think about that, but slight increases like Hunter got a very slight increase, and it was a increase by 5 chins. I don't really see what the point of that was, but whatever. Trust his judgment at the end of the day.
Alright, what do you guys think about Bodhi being on the most recent Q&A with the mods? Also, do you think a Hexis member would ever be able to be on one of those?
I actually thought it was alright. It was nice to have a different face on the podcast rather than the ugly mugs that are usually on it. It was also really funny to see Ronan have a hard-on that Boaty was on it. I bet he followed him around the office all day. But seriously, it was actually pretty funny because he knew more about the game than the people who were developing it, and it was just brilliant.
Well, I mean, who doesn't?
I know, but it was just nice to see someone do it. He tried to keep the memes to a minimum, which was alright, so did a good job. As for a Hexis member, no. Unless you want Jigglim on it. I'd be for it.
I liked it. I thought he had some good input. Like, when he responded to certain things, he seemed to have, like, just some good ideas and stuff. I don't think Hexis... I don't think they're ever going to do anything besides put, like, streamers on there that are in the UK. So I don't think Hexis members will ever make it on there. And they only did... This is the first time they've ever done it, so who knows if they're even going to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agreed with Bodhi's opinions more than the mods most of the time. And technically Jonathan was a Hexis member for like his first month.
Yeah, he was a Hexis member while he was on it.
Hey.
So
I remember he came into the CC after his first one and he was like, I don't know what to do with my fucking hands when I'm on the stream. Like, he was all nervous. So, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, I guess we've already made it to the big show. But current Hexis members, no way. They would never have any of us on it. But I may actually watch this one because I saw that Archie is not on it, at least in the beginning. So I think that
Yeah,
it'll be
he's not on it at
bearable.
all.
Wow. I'm gonna have to give it a watch after this.
Ronan asked the questions though.
I
I'd
didn't get
say
to watch. Oh, go ahead.
you go ahead, Ace.
I didn't get to watch the stream because I was still sleeping. Didn't even pull it up on YouTube. Haven't looked at it. Really, any of the most recent streams. And I think it was good that they had him on there because he's a big influence in the game, I guess, because a lot of people watch him, but people pay attention to him. But I really don't see a Hexis member ever making it on there as of right now.
Alright. Dobbs has recently left Soulless in what has been a nasty divorce. He's created a new clan called Mostly Harmless, and it has quickly merged with some of the top ranked players from the clan Relentless. They have around 15 members so far. How do you expect to see this clan progress?
Honestly, there's really not enough people in the high living schooling community to support all the clans we have. If you include Slay Stars, which probably should. I mean, there's a bunch of max people in there. Like, I don't know how many members he
Course
can
you should.
realistically get with his requirements.
Well, I mean,
So,
he's got more than
interesting to see.
he's got more than a dozen people already.
He's got 20 at the
Yeah.
moment. Recently got 20.
Oh,
What-
really?
What's the rec again?
He designed like his own point system, kind of similar to Tomoa. It's kind
His
of
own.
what? I don't really even know
His
how to
own.
explain exactly what the recs are. Like, what would the real EHP be? But it's just based on a point system.
Yeah, I was reading the thread earlier, and basically their general idea was like around 100 plus hours in a skill to get 1 point. So like each skill is different. Like I think one cooking point was like 60 mil XP, which is a bit over 100 hours, depending on what you do, I guess. And like a rune crafting point was like 3 mil XP and stuff like that. And you need to have 9 points to get membership. So basically like 900 hours in 9 skills, I guess. Kind of. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Are
What
you
I'm wondering
answered it,
about this
Andy?
clan, though, is whether they're going to play some Trouble Brewing, since they're named after the island that Trouble Brewing is on. That kind of
I
surprised
love
me.
it. You know, all credit to him. The credit's due. The drama on Twitter was not what I expected.
Were you fortunate enough to be awake during
I
the
saw,
peak?
well, I saw what happened.
Yeah, I didn't get to
thanks
witness
to
any of
Harm.
it.
But yeah, it was something to see them fight. He's got a good track record with Solace, I guess. So I wish him all the best. The point system's unique. I like it. So yeah, I do wish him all the best. but I can still be an arrogant dick and his numbers that he's got. I'm not a fan of that. Duration, shout out to Duration for botting. Mr. Linex, shout out to Mr. Linex for real world trading. It's just become what I like to think of a stud unit of the skilling community. All the rejects just go there. But started off positive and now I've gone negative. Sorry.
Holy shit.
Sorry. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, you're about to start a shitstorm.
I don't even have a response after hearing that. Alright. How does the previous question affect Solus's chances in the Skilling Cup, given that Dobbs was in Solus and has taken at least a couple Solus members and Smileys with him?
Look at the chat.
Other than himself, who did he take?
Um,
A handful of members.
I know that there is
Like,
Santiri who joined us for a couple days during like the 2 days where Mostly Harmless
It was down.
was like up in the air. I don't know what the exact figure is.
It doesn't help them.
At least a few.
You did take a few. You took. Oh, fuck off! That's lagging so much.
Yep. Well.
Sorry. Took Drag Queen and ex-Solace members, Sanitarian Duration, and Mr. Dylan X. So, a few.
Your mic is laggier than a bitch.
Yeah, I just didn't bother speaking.
What about you, Aubrey?
Oh, in this Killing Cup, I honestly don't really know. I mean, I don't know what to expect. It's going to be an actual competition this year.
When the person submitted the original question, they had a hashtag, "The enemy of my enemy is my friend." The way I took that is, the better and better mostly harmless gets, the better it will be for us, because of them taking Soulless members and adding it into their clan, kinda. So, I mean, they kind of have a point in what they're saying with that, but it's definitely gonna have a negative impact, whether or not they'll admit it or not. They're losing talent and depth, which is what you need for the cup. But moving on, they said now I don't know about this, but someone submitted saying that they've announced the Clan Cup will be returning soon. I don't know when this is. If you guys know, let me know. But I don't know. What do you think?
They haven't announced a specific date, but the PvP Cup is next weekend. This weekend. Well, in 7 days, 6 days.
Coming live from Archie's living room.
So, assuming that doesn't get DDoSed, which is probably a good chance it does, it would probably only be like a month after that, maybe. So maybe like middle of September, early October, we'll see the Skilling Cup.
Okay. I'm really looking forward to it coming out. I sent Brungus a document of a whole bunch of adjustments that I'd like to see for it. The biggest thing to me was that we need more fucking time. Last year we had like, on a Saturday, we were given like a 10-hour time frame in which it needed to be completed in. I would really like for this year for it to be at least 48 hours, because especially since this is going to be during the school year as well.
Yeah.
It really needs to be at least 48 hours. I think that last year, yes, all the clans were able to get together, but I don't know. There needs to be more time. Really. Hopefully they can use last year's blunders to improve on for this year. I hope that the fishing is tested and made sure it's all good.
Randy covered pretty much everything I wanted to say. The only thing I have to say about the Skilling Cup is the more and more I look at it, the more and more I want it. I really loved the camaraderie between the clans last year, and with the growth of Solace and even Mossy Harmless might take part. It'd be nice to see the camaraderie between the different Skilling clans and not to sound like an arrogant cocky prick, but more competition for Hexis this time round. Hexis won by 500 points, not to say that Solace didn't come close, but I definitely think that Solace can snag some of the events from Hexis. Hunter definitely one that they can grab, because they've got some really high quality hunters in their ranks.
I'm really interested and hopeful that clans like Slay Stars and you know, like, I want to see what these tier 2 clans are able to do.
Well, do you remember last year Z-Skills just surprised us with like,
dude,
80 points in the mining, didn't they, or something?
They did really fucking well in the Hunter one. I think that they had like 1 or 2 points less than Solus in that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice atmosphere. It's really nice. I, I'm craving it.
It'll, I'm looking forward to all of the drama on Twitter. That'll be fantastic.
Oh god.
Can only imagine.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I wasn't in it last year, but I'm not sure if I will be. But I might be in it this year, so it'll be fun if I am. And if not,
I
that'll be
got
fun
you
to watch.
penciled in under mining so
Yeah, I
far.
could do mining. I could do thieving. I don't really care.
I know that thieving is the one that we're gonna lack depth in.
Yeah, I could definitely do that. I spent a while blackjacking.
It's nice to chip in again with what Randy says. I think they need to be a lot clearer on what you can and what you can't do. Because it would just, are you allowed to restart it? Are two people allowed to part in? Sorry, are people allowed to take part in more than two events? It just needs to be much clearer. Also, they're not showing points until it's over. So, people don't get demotivated if they see their clans lacking behind slightly or overly cocky because they see that they're winning and trying not as hard as they should. I think not releasing the results until the last, until it's all over would be good, and it also add to the camaraderie between the clans taking part. I'm looking forward to it, but it's so poorly timed. It's going to be so awkward getting bit time zones with people taking part in certain events. But it'll be fun when it comes around. Looking forward to it.
As long as we have more time than like a 10-hour window, I think it'll be just fine. But, alright. Do you guys think that Vestfold is insane saying that Lynx Titan cannot achieve 200 mil mining and agility?
Yes, I do think Lynx Titan is. Vestfold is insane for saying Lynx Titan cannot achieve 200 mining and agility, because he's sufficient skill there is almost out there right now. So eventually he will get it. What can't he do skilling wise?
You've got to remember that he's a prodigy of RS3.
This is true.
What does that have to do with anything?
Not meant
The
to challenge
XP rates
enough,
are much faster in RS3. I guess when he did those skills is what he's
when
probably
it
trying
comes
to
to
get
the
to.
It's just fucking numbers. EHP is EHP. Go ahead, Trance.
I mean, I think he definitely could do it. If he doesn't enjoy them, then he won't do it, I guess. But I've heard him say that he doesn't like mining and agility in old school.
He said that to
so.
Harm, didn't he?
Did it to somebody?
He said he can't stand agility.
Oh. Well, I don't know if that means he's not going to do it. I mean, if that's
No,
the
it
only
doesn't
skill
mean he's not
left,
going to
he
do it.
might
It
as
just means
well.
he's not got plans to.
Not going to want to.
I think he'll wait it out.
Yeah, I mean, he's taken the best route towards 200 mil all, waiting for these skills to have improvements made on them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Vest bothers to say that. Like, what does it matter really? Even if he can't do them, he'll probably still stay rank 1 for a long time. And chances are he will be successful in doing those skills, or maybe he'll do them a little bit at a time rather than all at once. But he kicked the shit out of Vestfold's time for 200 mil hunter, so that's one of the. I mean, that's the slowest skill he's done so far, and he still destroyed it. And he's doing Slayer right now, so we'll see if he sticks with that all the way or not.
This motherfucker has spent 4,000 hours making nats. If you think he can't do 200 mil agility, you're out of your fucking mind. Agility is the easiest skill in the game, you delusional fuck.
Agreed. Just whatever you said, exactly right.
Wow.
Well, we all know Vessel has a tendency to do these sort of, and that's why I love him. I respect his opinion, but I would contradict him. Not seeing his potential when it comes to these two skills. He only did when he was maxing, and even then he smashed out like 7 mil weak in agility, 6.5 mil weak in mining before all the changes to the EHP with it. So I think he's capable and capable of doing it. It's just the fact that it's, from what he's shown us so far, it's very far out of his comfort zone. But I believe he can do it. I mean, I think it's all the same to him. It's just RuneScape.
Yeah,
EH
save the insults for the rap, Randy.
EHP is EHP, motherfucker. Alright.
That wasn't a shot at Vessel. The lights fold.
Would you like to see a requirement to vote in the polls, like a quiz, or maybe even having the voting be at the bottom of the dev blog, or something like that? How else can the old school team combat voter ignorance?
Now, a quiz on the dev blog, does that mean like they're gonna ask you to make sure you've read it? Like,
I would assume so. Yeah.
I don't really like that idea, but I think they should make sure they word questions for dumb people in the right way. You know, they gotta word it the right way so everyone can understand it. Because didn't one question like basically fail because people didn't know what the word like meant, like what a certain word meant?
I'm sure that's happened with multiple
Abstain.
things.
No,
Yeah,
it was
no,
the
that's what I'm saying,
Dragon Boots add-on to the Rune Boots that they just it was so poorly worded that people were like, oh, I'm gonna lose my Rune Boots. And everyone was just like voting no to it because of that when it would have been a really good thing for Rune Boots. But the quiz maybe not, but someone with over 10 mil XP voting in a poll.
I think they should include the abstain option, and that's all they need to do about it to combat voter ignorance. It's just if people don't like the question or want to or not like, if people don't really know what they're gonna vote for, they can just say I don't care, and that fixes the problem in my opinion.
I do kind of like the idea of when you go in to vote on the poll, it has the dev blog at the top, and to at least get to the options to vote, you have to scroll down past everything. Because, I mean, you could almost say it'd be like agreeing to the terms and conditions of iTunes or fucking something. You're still not going to read it, but at least they made you go through the effort of scrolling down and looking. So, I'd like to see something like that put in.
I would like to see like some sort of like skill requirement, like for skills and stuff like that for the max cape. Like only 99% of the people aren't gonna be able to get max cape, and it only takes like maybe a day to make an account to vote no on the max cape because you're never gonna get it. So like it should be like something where like it should be based on like what skills you have, or if you are like in an opportune area to be able to do it, like within like the near future. If that's making any sense. I know I'm bad with words and stuff like that, putting this together. I don't know if anybody can help me figure what I'm trying to say out.
Kind of like for us, you'd say like we shouldn't be able to vote on like PKing updates, more like in the way that people who aren't even close to being maxed shouldn't be able to vote on a max cape.
Yeah.
Well,
like
how do you define a PKer though? Like, you can't really do that. You can't say,
No.
oh, this certain build means he's a PKer, so you can vote in the PKing polls. You can't really, like, you know?
They keep track of your KD and kills and shit like that.
Like for max cape, and for an example, it's probably not going to pass due to the fact that only 1% of the people at max maybe will ever max in like the future. So they should make it like 2K plus total or like 1900 plus total to vote on the max cape to get rid of all the people that have 500 total just voting no.
Max cape passed with like 90% though.
Oh, I didn't see that, but I mean,
Maybe you should take a quiz then.
maybe I should take a quiz.
We can answer questions on the podcast.
Already touched on my point and agree with what's already been said.
I don't think that a quiz would really work out that well. It would probably just make people not vote at all. Maybe that would be a good thing, actually. I don't know. For having those people not vote, but I don't know. I mean, there's not so much that you can really do. I don't know. There will always be ignorant people.
We could avoid the voting process altogether if we all just spin to community events.
No.
Right.
Sailing is a community event.
Yeah, Sally. Hey, if it's a group event, it's gonna be.
I wouldn't
One
put
of
it
the sales
past
the
them.
biggest home run.
Alright. Would you guys rather see improved existing content or brand new content?
I think I would rather. Well, I don't know. I think that there needs to be a mix of both for it to really be a successful game. I think that they've definitely gone too hard with the new content, especially recently, and with all their future plans. I think that they can definitely accomplish both, though, because usually improving existing content is a lot less work and time and like thought than adding new content. So I think it's fine if they want to do big things like sailing. Say, I think no matter what, it's just out of reach. Lol, lol, lol. But I mean, I think it's not that hard to do quality of life updates on a regular basis. Just like collect feedback from the community on little things that should be changed and continue to do that. And they have done a pretty good job of that so far, but I feel like they could do more, especially recently.
I think they should fix existing content before releasing new content. This is something that Mod Mark said on like the storytelling stream a couple months ago, where that was one of his biggest regrets in heading RS3, because they do so many updates, and yeah, a lot of unbalanced content in the game right now that should probably be addressed before they start doing something like sailing or Zaya.
Yeah,
I bring more active.
I think that they really need to improve on the existing content, whether that's a fix or making it more relevant. Because, like, I think when they start coming out with bringing in brand new content, they kind of lose sight of what's in the game and what problems actually exist as well. So, I mean, they're putting it in the rearview mirror and they're never looking back. So I think that they really need to focus a lot more on fine-tuning the game than bringing out update after update back to back. Ace?
I think they should just like update existing content that there is before they keep bringing out new content. They should just like fix some of the stuff that needs to be fixed. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with everyone else here. I think they should, rather than add new stuff, you can make old stuff into new stuff, because like there's so many things you'd like never do just because it's not worth it, and like it's not enjoyable either. And they could just do some very simple fixes to make it worth, like the fishing trawler thing. Like that's basically making fishing trawler new content, because you'd never do it otherwise, you know?
Yeah, I really like that sort of update.
All they need to do is add useful rewards to Trouble Brewing, and it'll be active again. Maybe remove sabotaging.
Didn't Bodhi have a good suggestion on Q&A? He said something about making like a reward, give like a +6 boost or something, like so you can.
Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, so people
+6
still go
boost
there
for what?
I guess like anything. I don't know.
Like, you know how you can make brews like Slayer's Respite, like Chef's Delight, and all those different things. You can brew those in game, like outside of Trouble Brewing, just through like going to vats in various areas and using hops and stuff to make brews. It's kind of like farming. It takes a really long time for them to brew, and the mature ones can be worth a little bit of money, but they're not like that good. But if they made it so they had +6 boosts, then there would actually be a decent demand for them. And they could do a lot with it. Like they could add all sorts of content related to brewing and bring like people actually to the brewing as like an activity, and also have rewards from Trouble Brewing that are useful for that. And it could be some pretty nice content.
What do the brews currently do, and like what would one use them for at the moment?
The Chef's Delight has one of the best cooking boosts outside of spicy stews, so a lot of people buy those for doing RFD, yeah. And then there's mature dwarven stouts that some people use for boosting, because those give +2 to smithing and mining. And then Greenman's ales also, but they're not like that good. I mean, I think Chef's Delight is like 3 or 4, and the other ones are just +2 for the matures, so they're not really that good.
Alright. Do you guys think that there may be some efficient skilling methods that have not been discovered yet and are still unknown?
Yeah, sure, it's possible. I mean, stuff like the reindeer hat, and who found that, who figured that one out, it could be, there could be stuff like that. There could be stuff out there that we just like
When he
never
was
tried
collecting
using.
2 million snowballs, he found out.
Was he really?
Yeah, he found out that he took 3-tick for the initial gathering snow phase, and with a reindeer hat, you could prance and force a 3-tick cycle onto woodcutting and fishing. Using the TeamSpeak, we said it as a joke, and it actually worked.
Wow.
Yeah, what are they like ignoring everyone talking about the reindeer hat? Because shouldn't that not be allowed?
There's a lot of things that should not be allowed that they just ignore.
Tick manipulation is all right.
They have, I remember Reach saying that tip manipulation was fine, and even though you could consider it bug abuse, it was not against the rules, he said. But he's fired now, so I don't really know how much of his word you can really take.
The same with the thieving, the Trance explore, the feature. I don't think you should, condemn ingenuity. I think it's something that should be rewarded. I mean, if you find something out, you should be rewarded. It's a bit like the chins thing with Armadillo. It's ingenuity. Using your ingenuity, you get rewarded for it.
Yeah, sort
But of course, there is a line with some things.
Well, the reindeer hat is just it's a holiday item that you can't.
The only
just
people
go
that
get
don't
it,
like the
so it's
reindeer hat
stupid.
is you don't have it.
Yeah, but it's not fair. I mean, they should just give it to everybody. If they're
Do you
gonna
have a
keep it like
reindeer
that.
hat?
I think I do.
Why are you
I'm
complaining
pretty sure
about
I have
that?
because it's not fair to everyone.
Oh, stop being nice.
It has to be Ace of Pimon.
That's not what his Twitter game says.
I think there's definitely a whole bunch of efficient skilling methods or killing methods out there that are just unknown. I mean, yeah.
There is math. It's probably like Slayer or something, some Slayer method.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
Would imagine.
look at that Smoke Devil magic guide. That who would have thought of that? There's always going to be different ways and new ways of efficient everything. So I'm sure there's dozens of shit out there.
I don't know. Like, it's not gonna be like a better fire making method, but there could be some optimization in Slayer, or maybe some item that can manipulate ticks that we don't know about yet. But even that probably wouldn't be faster than just normal 3-ticking. Just be like maybe easier. Like the reindeer hat's easier than using life on the fish. Yeah.
The only other thing I can think of that was like the reindeer hat was forcing the "you can't do that in this area" thing on a tick cycle. Examples of this would be overload fishing, Guffort's balance fishing, and all that lot that was in RS3 allowed for using force a 2-tick cycle onto fishing within other sorts of skills. I don't think we'll get it in this game, though. To be honest, it was a bug in RS3, and it wasn't. It was patched, so who knows? It was pretty cool to watch, though. Click the overload, click the spot, and you get them in 2 ticks.
All right. What are your guys' opinions on the multi-skilling component to Crystal Math Labs and in changing the agility EHP? Aubrey?
Sorry, I guess I don't know if I'm cutting out or you're cutting out. I didn't hear you for a second, but
Andy.
all right. Is that where you don't get EHP? You don't get full HP unless you're doing Magic Imbue?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I mean, it's the efficient way to do it, so that's fine with me. You should imbue when you're doing agility. If you don't, then you're just lazy.
It's not just agility; it applies for a number of skills.
Yeah.
What skills does it assume you imbue during?
Thieving, woodcut, mining, slayer, and agility.
Oh, Slayer too.
Stupid to imbue during Slayer. That's just a waste.
Yeah,
it?
I mean, it can be accomplished
Oh.
doing it through all the other
You
skills
don't
out.
have to, but
I think Slayer's one of the best ones to do it with.
Yeah.
Well, you have to either keep equipping a Steam staff or use like extra runes, and you could easily get 200 mil magic from imbue just during other skills.
really not
would you
that
rather do-
much more expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's like a
0.5
60. I think it's like a 60 to 80 mil difference. Imbuing a 200 mil with the staff and
yeah, it's
without.
nothing.
That's an extra 70 GP per cast.
That's nothing, dude. 80 mil on that scale is like so insignificant. Like
But
Why
into
1%.
perspective,
Why would you imbue during
114
Slayer if you can
mil.
still get 200 mil
Because
during
you
other
might have
skills?
to. Most people will have to.
And whenever I do,
24k an hour throughout all of mining.
I don't know. I definitely wouldn't, but whatever.
I think that it's a little strange that it's being applied into Slayer. All the other skills, I can see it being just fine, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's a little weird. All right, with flipping, go ahead.
I really love that it takes into consideration the fact that CML endorses multi-skilling is just great. It's something I really encourage. So to see you not being, able to get 40 HP for agility, Slayer, thieving, etc., just for not using imbue is really great. It really helps to encourage people to do it, and it's a couple of extra clicks. Come on, man. Stop being a little bitch. Just do it. Yesterday you said tomorrow, so just do it.
Alright, with flipping and the use of alts being a common method of acquiring wealth, would you like to see the CML rates assume that a player uses these to reach EHP in certain skills, which would include like lavas for rune crafting, addy plates for smithing, and so on?
Yeah. This was brought up on the CML subreddit today by Finbar and a couple of Solace members. I can definitely see where they're coming from this, but CML doesn't even recognize the use of HK, let alone alts, so I wouldn't
It definitely recognizes the use of AHK. Try getting 340k crafting XP per hour without fucking mouse keys or anything.
Well, if you did into
You can
consideration...
use mouse keys.
No, it's mouse keys. He doesn't let AHK into consideration unless cooking EHP would be one tick. He said that to Harm. It's all based off mouse keys, no AHK, no alts. So the fact that they just proposed this is just a bit... It's a case in point of the person above me has EHP and runecraft and want a rank. I think it's silly. I hate that it's becoming more of a meta to fucking use alts and do Nightmare Zone. It's just so sad. It's not the way I want to play the game. I was so annoyed and shortened when I came to read this, and after sitting on it for a while, I agree with it, and then I got even more annoyed because I've agreed with it. But I can see where he's coming from, but it's not something I want to see ever. Fuck off, please.
I agree. I don't enjoy playing that way, like with alts. So I'm kind of biased saying no, but I don't like the idea of having to play 2 accounts to be efficient.
No.
I don't think it should be either. And I mean, for the people who are now going to say, I am only saying that because I use other accounts and flipping to acquire wealth, I would gain like 3 EHP ranks if that shit changed.
No one perfect would go from 5.6k hours in Runecraft to 2.6k hours in Runecraft.
Yeah, fuck that.
No. Eat my shit.
Yeah, if the EHP rates changed and stuff like that for use of alts, I feel like everybody would lose like a lot of their EHP and be very, very pissed. I know I'd lose my smithing EHP. They've already lost once and then got it back.
It's not even that though. It's just precedence. It's set as a website. It's just no.
Yeah,
Just
I,
fuck
I
off.
do I do think
Just
that would
leave
set a really bad precedent.
Then they should do black bodies, and they should do dag bones, and then they should do Dorg, instead of Artie. They should do only magic trees for farming, and then they should do you have to use blowpipe for Slayer if they're doing that as well.
Yeah, just no. I mean, like reading through it, it does have some sense to it, but I just hate the idea of it. I've always been opposed to alts, and I really wish that they weren't a thing, but they are. But I still hate it, and still will always say no to this idea. And like, if you actually think about it, the vast majority of people that did runecrafting did mostly nats, as far as I can tell, anyways. So it would fuck pretty much everybody that's actually spent a lot of time runecrafting.
I also hate how this thing proposed isn't even a room crafting. It's just an excuse. It's a cover up for infinite wealth. And if you want to argue complications about wealth, then fucking bombs is the most efficient thing to do. Using that as your argument it's just so flawed. And I'm ignorant and I'm arrogant and I don't know what I'm talking about. Just fuck off.
Gonna be okay.
I don't want to lose about 400 hours in Runecraft, man.
Alright, how do you guys think the Hellhound boss and Abyssal Demon boss drop tables will fare in relation to the Zulrah drop table?
I feel like it will probably be almost like a little bit similar, or almost. I really don't know. It will just like find out when it comes out.
Just imagine a mirror. You got Zola's drop table on the other side, and then the other drop table on the other side. I just imagine it's a mirror. So instead of coconuts, it's going to drop fires. Instead of rune bars, it's going to drop Abdi bars and stuff like that. It's just going to be great. Can't wait.
I kind of disagree. I think he's going to be very careful because the amount of like backlash he does get.
You think he gives a shit? He sits there with his arm crossed, smug as fuck. He doesn't care. Chewing his gum.
I think he cares.
Cool.
He doesn't go on Reddit because he gets so much hate, so he completely avoids it. Like, he doesn't even go on it. He hates seeing it, I guess. I don't know, but I don't think... I think it's still going to have a bunch of, like, unnecessary resources, but I don't think it's going to be, like, noted stacks of 50 of them, you know?
Yeah, I highly doubt it'll be as OP as Zulrah's drop table, because I know that it's been brought to Jagex' attention that it's OP, and they've talked about nerfs, which makes it clear that they know that they overshot a bit with Zulrah. I kind of see it being more similar to the other Slayer bosses, which basically have... The drop tables are alright, but you don't make that much money there unless you get the uniques, and I mean, even at Kraken, the uniques aren't that great. At Smoke Boss, they're pretty good. But yeah, I think that they're gonna just go away from the crazy Zulrah OP-ness.
Yeah, the Smoke Devil and the Kraken have good drop tables.
Oh, penis.
ACP.
Anyways, from a logical point of view, it should be better because it's higher requirement and it's an on task. You can only kill it on task. So if it's actually not better and if it's like significantly worse than Zulrah, then that's just ridiculous how Zulrah has been nerfed yet.
I'm gonna get to that. I was gonna say something like that, yeah.
Because it should be better. I don't want it to because that'd be way too much money, but
it's what's logical.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to be a lot less than Zulrah, and I think this is going to be a boss where hopefully it's not consistent money, much in the way that like Zulrah is with all of the fucking drops. Like, if you don't get one of the big drops, you still get like 100k, 200k for a kill. I think that this should be more of a boss where it's a hit or a miss, more so in the way that, like, Corp is.
I think
Yeah.
the God Wars dungeon drop tables are like absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Bring myself back to a point that I made earlier in the podcast with Boss Slayer. I think it should be either XP efficient or GP efficient. So for the Hellhound boss to be GP efficient would take Slayer out of his comfort zone. It'd be something I'd like to see, but I'm not asking for retarded drop tables like Thor and Wyverns. Just gonna say that Prayer's 8 GP and XP. Just take that down.
Yeah, I'd like to see it dropped for obvious reasons. But I think they'll put a lot of resources on it to, because I mean I know that a lot of people complain about the Zora drop table being really generous. It drops a lot of useful resources though, like magic seeds and all that other shit. It's still important. They just need to come in at, I guess, a not as high volume. But all right, from one drop table to the next, what GP per hour are you anticipating Dark Beast to be when they have their drop table buffed? You know, you get over
Again,
or under
in
Wyverns.
the last question, they should be better than Wyverns. They have a much higher requirement and are about. I mean, I guess they're not necessarily easier, but they're about the same difficulty to kill. I mean, maybe even harder. I don't know. But like, they should be better than Wyverns. They can't be at the same time because that'd be too fast. So I hope they think of that when they're trying to balance the drop tables. They're like, much higher requirement, so we should make it faster than Wyverns, but we can't make it faster than Wyverns because Wyverns are too OP. So, yeah.
I think he's just gonna put like some rune item drops like alkables and like maybe some like runes like death runes or whatever. I don't think he's gonna actually like completely rework it. I thought he was just gonna make it so that you actually do make some money when you do a task. Isn't that what he said in the devlog?
What was that?
I don't remember.
Oh, well, that's what I think he's gonna do. Maybe make like 300k off of a task or something.
I mean, Wyverns are going to be a common task now with the Slayer Diamond rework, right?
Yeah, they should be. It'll be a really bad XP task though.
Yeah, obviously.
I feel like the GP now would be probably close to Wyverns, so they don't overdo it and make them too OP because it's too easier. It's much easier to get to there than it is to get to Wyverns, so it couldn't be too much more than Wyverns.
Well, one thing I think that needs to really be factored in as well is how easy it is to get to Wyverns as well. Like, or I'm sorry, Dark Beast, because like for Wyverns you have to teleport. Now there are many methods of getting there, but it's taking you more than 2 minutes every single time just to go from the bank to the cave. So, like for Dark Beast,
you can cannon Dark Beast.
for Dark Beast, you just gotta fucking use the Slayer ring and you're right there. So I think that
You got to take into consideration that the requirement is like 250 of Slayer along with quite a few quests.
well, Dark Beasts I think are gonna be just as good as Wyverns, and they're gonna be a lot more AFK. I mean, there is AFK of a task as it gets. So I think that I think that Wyvern alts will be progressing into Dark Beast alts in the near future after they see how buffed this shit really is about to be. 'Cause, I mean, at the very least, it's gonna be 500 or 600k an hour.
It's that alone, even if you with the Darkbow drops alone, I think.
No,
You
it's
spread
not.
that over the course, not counting the resources.
It'll be. I'm like a lot of people when they talk about Zulrah, they say that a problem with Zulrah is not just the drops, but how fucking easy it is to get there. Wyverns,
And it's risk-free.
yeah, Wyverns take some time to.
Yeah, but like with Wyverns and Dark Beasts, you can stay there for like an hour at a time. With Zulrah, you kill it in a minute and a half, and you get back in 30 seconds. So like the ratio of time spent fighting and time spent getting there with Zulrah
balances.
Yeah, but with Wyverns, time it takes to get there, even if it were 4 minutes, would still be pretty insignificant. So it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I don't know.
Time adds up, especially if it's an account that you're just camping it on.
Yeah, but if they made Zulrah 30 seconds more to get there, and they made Wyverns 30 seconds more to get there, the GP per hour of Zulrah would be more affected than GP per hour of Wyverns. So for something like Dark Beasts or Wyverns, where you can stay there for an hour plus easily per trip, it's not going to make a big deal if it takes a minute more to get there.
You typically only last like 30 to 35 minutes at Wyverns. You should be able to stay significantly longer at Dark Beast though, because you'll be able to overhead and AFK.
Yeah, I can see Dark Beast being like 800k to maybe even a mil an hour, but I don't know, we'll see. I haven't killed a single Dark Beast in this game because I never used Gyarados. But I don't know, I can see them being higher than Wyverns. Wyverns are like 600k now or something with so many fucking people there.
Yeah.
It's like 500.
Realistically, it's down to 5 to 600.
With our requirements, I agree with Aubrey and Trance. It probably will be better than Wyverns, but I don't really want it to be.
Do you think it has to be?
Oh, I think it'll be what Wyverns were back when they were new, so like 700k, 800k an hour.
Oh, they were just over 800k an hour, not including a chance of a Visage. And I wasn't even banking every bone too. That was really fucking nice.
It's nice to see the transitions of ults from Chop ults, then it becomes a Wyvern ult, then it becomes a Beast ult, and then eventually a Runecrafting ult, maybe even a Zulrah ult if you want. It's fun to watch. I reckon it'll be some easy money though. Really AFK. I don't know if you'd use a cannon for it, or would you not bother?
They have extreme. They have like really low defense, so I don't really know how needed a cannon would be. I mean, if you're max combat with Piety and you're potted up, you're gonna be getting like almost 100k melee XP per hour compared to Wyverns, where it's like in the area of like I think it was like 70k an hour. So I don't really think that one would use a cannon if they were to do that.
I do think they are definitely going to replace anyone who isn't lazy and has a Wyvern ult at the moment because they're so AFK and they're just...
Yeah, I mean, really, like, you'll be able to go AFK for however fucking long it takes for your prayer to drain. I know that Adam, back when he was slaying, he said one time he like took his piety off and took a fucking shower.
I did that with Dark Beast. It's not hard.
Oh my god. So
Black Demon, sorry.
They are going to be that AFK, so they need to be really careful when adding in the XP, I'm sorry, the GP per hour from it.
I'm looking at the devlog right now, from back in June. What it says is Dark Beast will be slightly buffed with some of the less useful items in the drop table being replaced with some more valuable items commonly found on generic monster drop tables. And the question itself is, should Dark Beast and Spiritual Mage drop tables be improved slightly?
It's kind of ambiguous. Like, they're not very specific.
Now, after hearing that, I'm really wondering to myself, when they pulled the Wyverns, was that a slight buff, you know?
That's a good point. I'm gonna go look at the past polls.
If you could link those in the chat for people, that would be appreciated. But
I feel like the only reason that they feel like they need to update Dark Beast is because they made Wyvern so overpowered. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that.
I mean, they backed themselves up into a corner with that.
Everything just seems to be snowballing, even with the bosses. I mean, they're going to new boss, but if it's not as good as Zulrah, people aren't going to do it. But if it's better than Zulrah, you know, it's just going to fuck over the economy even more. So it's just snowballing at the moment.
Yeah.
brings back to the question of fixing existing content before trying to, jump head on into example 1, Zaya, example 2, sailing.
I really think that is going to be a huge problem if they don't address it before the Slayer update comes.
It's just gonna get worse.
Yeah.
In fact, it's already pretty fucking bad. Like, really bad.
It's horrendous.
And if they don't address it by the end of the year, like, I really think the game just gonna, like, the economy just gonna tank.
Already tanking, honestly.
Yeah.
There's so much inflation happening. Like, the reason that items are so fucking expensive right now is because there's so much GP coming to the game, mostly from Silver and all the alks.
And there's not enough stuff coming.
I'm scared to think how much that shock is bringing into the game a day.
Bills.
Ranger boots are 27 mil. It's partly because of Cerberus, but even before that, they were up to like 18 or 20 mil.
I know that
They were like
Matt's
13 or 14.
Matt said that he had bought. I don't remember how many it was, but Matt said he bought. It was at least a dozen or 2 dozen Ranger boots at like 7 mil each. And
What the fuck?
yeah.
When was that?
I have no clue. You're gonna have to ask him, but
I don't remember them ever being that low. Like 2 years ago.
it might have been. It might have been.
Something
It might have been 9 mil even, but it was definitely under 10. And he said he sold them all and made a few 100 mil. So
Crazy.
yeah.
Does anybody have a guess of like when the Wyvern poll happened? Just like a rough guess.
Well, the dropped. It should have been before Corp. I'm sorry. After the Corp.
Like last November?
Like no, because like it was updated in like September, October. The Wyvern drop table was because I was on that shit like week 1, and that was. It got changed before Corp came out. To kind of give you a rough idea.
Right.
Last
I'm
July,
looking for it
maybe?
now. Yeah, I don't know. But alright though, but moving on. If Vespo can pull off his 50 mil fishing month goal, where would you rank it among top month records on CML? I think that it would be really good, but Trance's rune crafting month, Bellini's agility month. I even think what
50 mil is 500 hours, one of the most high APM things you can do, and you're comparing it to agility. I'd be insulted. He's already said he's going to fail the 50 mil, he'll probably get about 45. He's still going to shit on the rank 1 board. I think that's pretty fucking incredible. Not one of my favourites, but it is one of my favourites.
it would probably
I think
be
it's
in the
a little
it
more
would
respect
probably
comparing
be
it
in
to
the
agility.
range of
Come
like
on.
it would be like number 5 to me.
That would be up there with Kalini's back-to-back 500s.
I think I would take Rain's 30 mil fishing month 4 ticking over a 50 mil.
5 ticking, and it was less hours than a 50 mil would be. His 30 mil was 480 something. 50 mil 3 tick would be about 500 hours. More hours, it's more effort, it's more impressive. I do like Rain's week though in fishing. That was all 5 tick. That was pretty good. About 130 hours.
I wouldn't rank it at all because it's bug abuse.
Who said it was a bug?
I think it'd be one of the most impressive ones, yeah, because it's. I mean, if you look at the records for things like that are like equally click intensive, maybe even a little bit less, like mining or construction. Is there anything else that's really that click intensive? None of them really compare to that many hours. The mining record is 31 mil, which is 400 something hours, which is quite impressive. But
That was with the EHV changes. It was 500 and something.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's quite impressive. I mean, three-stick fishing is super click intensive, so it's crazy to be able to do that many hours. But I don't think he's gonna get 50 mil. He's gonna get like 45 or around there.
Yeah.
Which is still very impressive.
I think it'd be impressive because clicking constantly all day, every day for a month would be pretty good. Yes, there was a voice crack there. I know. It happens all the time. Just gonna shout that out there. Don't care. It's been happening for years.
In his 20s, still voice cracking.
Still voice cracking. I know. It happens.
I don't think
I'm
you
used to it
appreciate
already.
as much as he's doing. It's really fucking click intensive. The fact that he has been on Ace, which was the former record before he beat it at 12.4, been not 10 mil the past like 3 weeks at least. I just think he's shrugging it off, isn't it? Cool.
Alright, what is your guys' favorite cities or places in RuneScape, and what is your favorite dungeon?
I like Yanil. Back when I was like a noob, or back in like the actual 2007, 2008, I used to bank stand in Yanil. If I was bank standing, I just liked. It was kind of quiet and like the music because I used to listen to music back in those days. Because my computer was shit and I didn't know how to like download music and stuff. So.
My favorite city would probably be Varrock, West, Anvil, because that's where you smith. I would have to choose that. And my favorite dungeon would probably be where I got my 99s and my 200 mil smith.
Why don't you smith in Yanil? The Yanvil. The Yanvil.
Noob meta
At
established.
the Yanvil. I haven't actually tried. I heard about going there and
I
doing
did it once when the worlds were DDoSing and I would smith on a PvP world at the Yanvil.
At the Yanvil.
Favorite city is for sure Dorg. It's just so perfectly designed. And I don't really have a favorite dungeon.
Dorg is a dungeon. I know. It's very underappreciated.
It's under. I wouldn't say it's a dungeon though.
I don't know. I also like the Dorish Khan Bank. It's a nice looking bank. I don't know. I like the less populated banks just because they can be kind of odd and cool. But nothing is really coming to mind right now. And as far as dungeons, there are some really there are ones that people like hardly ever go into, like deep wilderness dungeons and stuff. Like there's one west of the Mage Arena that I hardly even knew existed until not too long ago, because you never go in there. But that's
It
kind of
only
interesting.
exists to escape characters.
Yeah.
I like Artie as a city. I just like the marketplace and everything. I think it's a cool city. And dungeons, I'd probably say the Brimhaven dungeon. I just thought it was really cool, and I kind of miss it. There's no reason to go there anymore because Neve's Cave has greater demons and whatnot.
I really love Ardy. Never really thought about a dungeon that I like. I just like Brungus said, the market and everything. It's pretty. And I remember when I first started out, the first thing I did when I was on a member server was get to Ardy, and I remember having to get the boat from Portsmouth to Karamja.
It was fate.
Over Brimhaven, get another boat, and then there. It was great.
Inspiring, because Artie's your favorite city.
My home.
You think that's coincidence or what?
I think it was a higher power.
Yeah, I agree.
He just loves running around in circles all day.
Found your calling.
Yeah.
Trickool, you gonna make a agility alt soon when you finish that one?
180.
Keep
Or
doing
when you
more. Post 200 mil.
Cool too.
Do
Mark of Grey Salt's Arbiter.
well, not anymore,
Make up
thanks to
fucking
John
on
Deere.
animals.
What?
John Deere
There's a question about it
92225
Shh, shh, shh,
and
shh.
92224.
Shh, 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 shh. Question coming up about that.
Oh, is there? Oh, you adding shit in? I didn't even notice. Alright. Would you guys like to see the game steer away from the pre-EOC direction and give the game more unique updates? So like sailing would be unique, the load, rooftop.
Yeah, I think they should. I'm always way more excited for things that I've like never seen before that they make, and I don't think they're ever gonna really stop doing that though, because of unfortunately how many people like suggest everything that's already been in the game, like probably like nonstop. They just get like questions to add things that have already been there, so they gotta appease those people. But personally, I think they should just always update and make new things.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they'll always do something. It's because ESC throughout the years have done some things right. Nice to copy those things, but sailings, they are unique. Even though I think might be in over their heads with that kind of stuff. I mean, it's nice that they're doing unique things.
Yeah, I think that we should, or they should use RS3 and all the updates there. They should pick and choose the ones that are good, and for the most part should take its own unique path. I mean, they're able to use hindsight, very powerful tool to assess the pre-EOC RS3 and say, all right, this fucked it up, this fucked it up, this was actually a good update, let's see if the players want this.
Yeah, I am really opposed to recycled content. I just really dislike the idea of just having the same old things. Like, I played back when all of that stuff was there. I've spent hundreds of hours doing dungeoneering. I've spent lots of time doing summoning, and I've done all that stuff before. It's like, it was alright, but I'd rather see new stuff instead, because that keeps the game more interesting to see new content. Like, I don't know why people are so obsessed on having all that stuff again. Like, we've already done it. You can go back to RS3 and play Legacy if you really want to do all that shit. It's no different, really, than it was before. I don't know, I'd much rather have sailing than dungeoneering. Dungeoneering was decent, but it had a lot of flaws, and I don't know, like, why spend a whole shit ton of time making that again when you could do something new that's more interesting?
What I would like to add is they are like doing. I like what they're doing with when they are adding stuff from the old game. They're like making it work in old school better. Because I mean, a good example is like super combats are like the better overloads, and like a trident is like the better polybore staff. Like they're taking it into consideration, like making it work for old school better and not have all the problems that a lot of things had, balancing issues and whatnot. Also, I found the Skeletal Wyvern question. It says, should rework the Skeletal Wyvern drop table to offer a better return over time? That's all it says.
Oh, so we've got
more ambiguous than
Yeah, very vague.
better. The one on the Dark Beast, was it slightly improved?
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of seems like it'd be really hard to judge to what degree it gets buffed based on what they ended up doing to Wyverns off of that question.
I had a funny tweet John Wilsons asked John what he was going to plan on doing, and he tagged Ash, and I replied, I said something like, oh, Magic Seeds, noted Mahogany Planks, noted Dagonoth Bones, nothing too crazy. And I think Ash was like drunk or something. He replied like, haha, like with a bunch of ha-has.
I saw that. I thought it was so funny.
So, I don't know.
Going back to the original question, I really hate it when they use regurgitated content. I just think it's shit. And then when it comes to...
Is there not good content from RS3 that you would enjoy seeing in old school, though?
Herblore Habitat is the only thing that was great content.
Maybe.
I mean, I stopped playing way before like old school started. So there are years and years and years of updates in there. You can't tell me that every single update that happened was just absolutely shit.
Well, the thing is, like, you can't really tell what people actually want. Like people saying they want Soul Wars. Like, do they actually want to play Soul Wars, or do they want the rewards from it? And like, they have to gauge what people actually want from it. And in that case, they could make it work for old school. You know. And
I
that's
guess
what
that
it
is a really
should be.
good. I guess that is a really good point because I know that time and time again they've been asked about putting in this stealing creation, which I don't know what it is. Aside, I just know that it's a
Fuck off.
mini game that you get bonus XP from. So
Yeah, that's what I
you
was
can
gonna
you can
say.
essentially cut the cost of like construction and crafting in half.
Yeah, you cut it in half, but it takes a lot of time to get enough.
No.
It wouldn't be efficient.
It wouldn't be efficient at all.
People wouldn't want it. Records would be fucked, and people who
They-
normally wouldn't train construction would train construction.
Yeah, I
They
did
need to
it.
think of a whole new list of rewards, but I love stealing creation for the record.
I
They're
did stealing
two separate-
creations.
They're two
Back in the
separate
day.
fucking games. Stop regurgitating content, you shits. They have the power, they have the tool of insight, but they don't use it. They don't
that's
have
like
to.
saying every update from RS3 was just terrible and you
Not
shouldn't
that they're
use.
terrible.
Yes,
I
that's
just
what I'm
would rather see
saying.
new stuff
As a
instead.
preserver and guardian of the old school feel, I've got to stand up for what truly matters.
If you actually cared about the old school feel, you would be at Dorg right now, not on this new school arty roof bullshit.
Got a
I-
point. He's got a
I
point.
don't
Wow.
hope it
Shots
just
fired.
doesn't- Some of the content that they've been asked to lift, or stuff that has been suggested that they just take from RS3, it's not in the identity of the game. Bonus XP is not in the identity of old school. Just no, keep them separate. And
Well, yeah,
what's their own-
nobody wants bonus XP.
You can't
like,
win though because their own content they make is fucking broken. They've completely ruined agility from how it was 2 years ago. Mining's just a fucking easy ass skill now. You just AFK it and make money. This sailing thing is going to be a train wreck. No.
So you're
Hold
not.
up, sailing's a train wreck. They want to make something new, and it's a train wreck.
A boat.
But if they try to,
boat wreck.
Yes.
man,
That's shipwreck, isn't that the word?
Yeah.
boat wreck, motherfucker.
Got there in the end. No.
All right, so moving on. The mods have taken some more notice about our podcast. I know that it's been mentioned several times. I know that Reach talked about it on one of their Q&As back in the day. We had Mod Matt K in here a bit ago, and whatever. But do you think that them taking more notice in our podcast will clean up some of the bad blood between the mods and the high-level skilling community?
I hope so. I think that really the main issue is just that people in the high-level skilling community and the high-level community in general often feel like they know more about the game than the mods do, and know what's good for the game better than the mods do, and that can get frustrating, obviously. So hopefully they listen to us more. I think they could learn a bit from the higher-level community.
Now, you said that many high-level players think that they know more about the game than the mods do. If the mods actually played the game on a daily basis, like shit, even a casual player, but I mean, they don't really play the game enough. So, do you think that it's ignorant of people in the high-level skilling community to believe that they know the game better and know what's better for the game than the mods themselves?
Well, I think we have some. I mean, I don't know. Some of the updates they've done have been good. Some of them have been really, really bad. And just, I feel like any higher level player would be able to see right through. I mean, stuff like the Zelver drop table. I don't even understand how John C. made that, being almost a maxed player. Like, I feel like anyone in Hexis would look at that once without even like talking to anyone else and be like, all right, this is a little bit OP. I don't know. It's just, it's weird.
Yeah, you could have shared what he wanted to do with a few people, and everybody would have disagreed, but he didn't share.
Yeah, I mean,
anybody.
honestly, like, I think it would be a good idea for there to be for them to just like consistently consult higher level clans with ideas and just have like just talk about it with them and then gather feedback from higher level players that know the game well. I feel like they could benefit a lot from that, and as far as balancing.
Well, didn't you tweet at Archie about the podcast and he didn't put it on the news post?
Yes. It.
No, he didn't. He didn't do it.
There's a lot of streams and a news post that are like less known
Well,
than
it's
this
probably
stream.
because Randy talks so much shit about him.
Well, rightfully
Yeah,
earned.
It's
I'm
still,
just being
it's still a
honest,
good
like-
community. It's still a good community stream. Like we're talking about things that need to be talked about.
I mean, all right.
Yeah,
Let me look at that. Let me look at the things that he put on the news post. We got an Iron Man trying to get 85 Slayer all week
No one
long.
cares.
A new Iron Man account, bossing
cares.
in Slayer,
No
and
one cares.
KBD pet hunting, and void
Like the
range
thing.
PKing.
Yeah. How do you
Yeah.
not put the Hexis podcast?
You know, I mean, Not-
That's just.
My
There's
troll
a reason.
Brungus
Like
on
he
there a
definitely
couple
saw the
weeks ago.
tweet. He definitely knows what it was about, and he deliberately didn't put it on there. Even like
You should have
over
just
some.
told him that Hexis podcast is a community event.
I mean, it's first off, no one should really care about like. I like that he advertises out people's things, but he had to have had better submissions than some of these ones that he had included on this. But I did get a bunch of favorites and responses when I messaged Archie about
Just keep-
that.
Keep trying it though.
Maybe one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, I would keep doing it every other week when he did. He always tweets out on Friday, Friday afternoon, Friday morning to tweet him about your stream over the weekend.
Yeah. All right. What is your favorite thing about the player Ginge Bino, aka Gingbino, aka Jingle Bells, Fish King Ging,
Big Mo sucks.
NTOHYM, whatever the fuck the other numbers were in that shit.
I'm gonna
Butt
have to say
blaster, I missed
that-
Oh, Butt Blaster! Don't forget.
he doesn't like Hunter. Same with me. Haven't trained Hunter yet either. I don't know when I'm going to, but if I want to do diaries, I'm gonna have to do them. Wrecked.
He's like a pretty cool guy. I don't know.
I like that he left his Hunter 1 because that's really unique and still very funny. Train your fucking Hunter.
This is his overall uniqueness and quirkiness. He's That's about it.
God, this is so big.
Like his taste in movies and non-anime television series.
Taste on Anime is pretty good as well.
That's an oxymoron. Oh,
Rude.
true.
Objective.
Dragon Bones are almost at 3K each now. Were you guys aware that the bots had this significant of an impact on the price of the bones?
Well, you forgot the second half of the question.
Just answering.
Okay, can you imagine what they'd be like without Zora? How many does Zora drop like at once?
30.
Wow, it's kind of a lot. Dragon Bones would probably be like 4K by now, probably without Zora.
Yeah, it would
No,
probably
I
be
wasn't.
like
I wasn't aware that. I guess I was aware that bots had that significant of an impact because not many people just like farm green dragons. So
yeah, I was kind of aware that bots made had a big impact on Dragon Bones. It was only a matter of time before they almost reached what it was in EOC when they started out at like 1K, 2K, then they got to like 3K, and then they hit like 4.5, and then they stayed at 4.5 on EOC for a while before Frost Dragons came out and stuff like that. So we're probably getting close to where it's going to get almost the same route. I'm thinking. The amount of GP in the game now.
It's definitely an issue of less bots, because there's not really, that I can think of, there's not a reason why people would be training prayer more than they were months ago. And like the price, even though there's a lot of bots at wyverns, there was significantly more dragons being killed than wyverns because they're easier to kill and all that crap. But like the price of wyvern bones is just always going to be based on the price of dragon bones, right? So, even though wyverns are heavily botted, there's not that many wyvern bones coming to the game because they take long to kill. So I don't really know. You just gotta wait for the boss to come back and buy your bones then.
Oh,
Hello?
I don't know. It might actually. I mean, if they keep going up, it might actually become a decent money-making method, especially like 2K plus Total World with Diary killing green dragons. I can see them continuing to go up quite a bit, and I feel like Prayer is probably going to get updated eventually. I don't know about like curses, but I feel like some kind of prayer book is inevitable since the highest prayer content is level 70 right now. I guess outside of like Desert Diary, but that's kind of just a random bullshit requirement just for having a higher level. But yeah, I mean, I think that D-Bones might have reached prices of even like 7K each in pre-EOC at times. So
I don't think they reached 7. I think it was 5K that it maxed out.
7K.
yeah, I don't know, I can't remember, but they went up more than 3K, so I can see that happening again in this game.
Yeah, it's getting to an extremely high price. It's pretty ridiculous how high it's getting. But alright, and moving on to the next one. Alright, so they made several EHP updates on CML today, but one of those updates was the fishing EHP rate not being increased. It still remains at 75K when it probably should be at least 90K. Do you feel it should be changed to 3-tick, or are you fine with this sitting as it is?
I'm fine with it sitting as it is. I really don't know much about the fishing part, so I mean, I just AFK'd mine, so really don't know.
I'm not really sure what the reasoning is. I'm not sure if it's like some sort of compromise between 5-ticking and 3-ticking, because nobody really does 4-ticking. It's either like 3-tick or 5-tick, and you know it's not like a 3-tick rate because you get bonus cooking XP. So I don't really know what the reasoning is. I guess he doesn't want to make you get the ranger hat because not everybody has a ranger hat.
Yeah, I was just going to say, elaborate on it a bit further on. I've not been on the receiving end of this yet, of the EHP for fishing just being far less than he's capable to get. But some people are restricted. Not everyone has a hat. Not everyone has the ping to do conventional 3-tick. Not enough to get the key presses out, etc. So, yeah, I don't know if it's trying to be like a compromise between 3 and 5, but I don't really know if I'd like to see it changed. I guess I would, just so people push themselves to hit EHP, encourage it. But King's from New Zealand and he can get 96k an hour 3-ticking. I'd like to know what your excuse is. 3-ticking on 300 ping is not fun.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, yeah, it probably should be 3-tick since that's doable, but the whole Aussie ping thing is a fair point. I've never been to Australia, so I don't know what it's like there, but it sounds like it's pretty fucking bad, so, yeah, I don't know. I don't really care that much these days, because I don't really do skilling that much anymore, but, otherwise I would say yes.
Yeah, I agree with Aubrey and Trick about the ping thing. It's a pretty fair point. But personally, I don't feel like I don't mind that it's not that it wasn't increased.
I think it probably should be increased. It really doesn't make sense to me why it was not, but some others were. But I guess we'll see. I mean, there's going to be a lot of updates to the EHP shit coming soon when Slayer gets this update, because he's going to have to update it with Jad tasks as well. So,
Not really.
well, yeah, I'd say so. I mean, your XP
Oh,
per
like we said earlier, it's a mediocre task if you do it efficiently. Do it based on CML where you don't AFK your combats, then you'll get like 1.1 HP for every hour you do it.
How fast do you have to melee it for it to be considered efficient?
Melee it in 40 minutes, it's EHP. If you blow pipe it in 34 minutes, it's EHP. Like, the fastest I've seen is 30 minutes, and that's not including time to get there, which is part of Slayer EHP. So it's even that's really not that higher than EHP. A 30-minute blow pipe is like 10% above EHP. There's plenty of tasks that are 10% above EHP. He'll change it when he'll probably change it when the assignment rates reworked because that'll have some effect probably, but I think Jad's enough reason to change Slayer EHP.
Well, and it's just going to be a contributing factor in the increase in the future. But all right, do you guys think that prayer flicking is a fair and balanced game mechanic?
This is one of those things where it's like been in the game too long. Like I'm sure if you went back 12 years and told the guy who was developing prayer, hey, if you flick your prayer, you can not lose any of your prayer points, and it's still just as effective, he'd probably make it so you can't do it. But people have been doing it for years, and people would riot if they changed it, so it's not going to get changed.
Yeah, agreed. That's pretty much my same thoughts.
Yeah, I'm at a fucking loss of words. I really do feel like it's kind of overpowering in that you could just like now when I saw this shit, I was thinking to Wooks and that like the prey flicking he is doing while doing some bossing. I could only just, as Trance said, I can only imagine what the developer of like Prayer had thought if he would see that now and he'd say, "Wow, it's not." I mean, like it was not the way that it was intended to be. So, I
My
tend
opinion.
to go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Go ahead.
All right. My opinion is that like yeah, it wasn't like intended, and it probably would have been fixed, like Trent said, but I think it is kind of balanced because it requires like some ability to do it. Like watching like Wooks do that. I mean, and that's in regards to like overheads and stuff. But like piety flicking, I guess, is a little bit different because you do get the boost without having to use any points. But I think it's fair.
This just comes back to my point that I always go to about ingenuity. I think if you invest the effort into it, you deserve the benefit you get.
Yeah.
Prayer flicking's gay. I wouldn't do it. But I know Jiklin did it. He saved himself a shit ton of prayer pots to 99 Slayer.
Good
for him.
old Jicky.
We laughed at him. He's laughing now.
Alright. What do you think of the two? Well, what do you think about them planning on hiring 2 new developers? And do you suppose the date for Zaya will be pushed back from June of 2016?
I was surprised when they said they were hiring 2 new developers. The team, if they actually hired two new developers, the team would have increased in size significantly in a short amount of time. I don't remember what post, maybe it was like July, the month ahead or something, they said they were going to hire a content developer from the community, which seemed a bit odd to me. But we'll see.
From the community.
I think that's what they said. Somewhere Ronan said that.
I thought they were hiring 2 new developers like for sailing.
Yeah, that's the plan. But
Are they going to stay? Are they temporary, or do you know?
to my
Permanent.
What?
Probably be permanent. I don't know why else they would.
Because weren't
Once
they
they
gonna?
finish,
Because they were gonna
Yeah,
hire
then
a
they
temporary
do.
person for Zaya. I don't know. I don't think the date for Zaya will be pushed back.
Yeah, I feel like the date for Zay will probably stay close to the same. Like maybe like even if they moved it maybe back a month or two at max, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't they say they were gonna repoll Zaya anyways? Like they were actually gonna do that, and then we haven't heard anything about it since then. I don't know.
I didn't hear anything official about a repull of Zaya.
The
They
community
said
was
they
asking
wouldn't.
for it a lot
Es-
on
es-
Reddit and stuff.
Especially since in their sailing dev blog they mentioned like, oh, this could be a stepping stone into Zaya.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly just I don't see Zaya actually happening. It seems so
Neither do
unrealistic.
I.
It's kind of a meme. Like,
And if it does, I don't think I'll stick around for it. Be gone in the 3 years it's going to be out with.
you don't want to see the new rooftop course that's going to be there?
85k an hour
95.
coming soon.
Nope. Two new developers, workload, whatever. Maybe got some content rather than just promising it.
All right. So, since you guys have gone really hardcore in playing RuneScape, have you guys gained a considerable amount of weight?
Just calculating what mine is to yours, but ever since I started playing RuneScape, I have lost 42 pounds.
Have you really?
Wow.
You were
Close to
fat
a
as
2-year
fuck
period,
then.
RuneScape makes you
I was
lose
even
weight
fatter
since
than I am
when?
now.
Shit.
I was lucky enough to have good genes. I don't really gain weight easily at all. I also don't eat like shit, so no, I haven't gained any weight.
Yeah, I've also lost weight. Not that I was like overweight, but in the past year, I've probably lost like 5 pounds.
Not too much. Since like the day old school came out, I think I gained like 15 pounds, but over the last 4 months, I've lost whatever weight I had gained. So I'm kind of right now at the same point that I was when old school came out. I'd say much more of that has to do with my eating habits, being at school, having to eat like fucking ramen noodles every night, that kind of shit. More so
Ramen
than
noodles is like good for losing weight. Like,
not if you're having it over and back to back meals and
it's better than getting like fast food, which is what a lot of people would do.
Probably
Yeah.
not for your heart.
What would
though,
you
with that
eat?
sodium
What would you
content.
eat in place of ramen noodles if you're so busy?
sometimes I would have
Bread
like a
is
fucking I would have like a hot pocket or something like that. I don't know, like
This is easy to make though. I don't get it.
it's not about easy to make. I'm saying like at school I eat nothing but shit and
We eat whole pizzas and drink beer and we lose weight. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gained any weight. I have a fast metabolism. I don't gain weight. I eat what I want. I eat horribly, and I just never gained. I've actually lost a little bit of weight since last like 5 months.
live fast, die young.
Yeah, my weight hasn't changed in the past like 6 years at least. And
I hope you've gained a little bit of weight in 6 years.
My body's been exactly the same since 8th grade. That's pretty much when I plateaued.
Yeah, I have to agree with Aubrey. I'm about the same that was in like 8th grade.
40 pounds, Trickle.
I was very big.
Dude, can we get a before and after? Before RuneScape, after RuneScape? Before agility, after
Before
agility.
agility, after agility. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Jesus Christ.
Let me calculate now.
I mean, you had to have been like 220 pounds, 230 maybe even.
I was 224, and now I am 182.
Oh, that's
It's picks.
think I'm at like just over one. I'm like somewhere between 185 and
I
190.
think I'm some dumpy fat little shit. I am 6'. Just to try and compensate my huge body mass.
All right, moving on. The skilling video 2 was recently released. Do videos like this inspire you to be more creative in your skilling or to try more intensive and efficient methods?
Yeah, I think Netflanners did a pretty good job on putting it together. Some pretty cool clips in the video. Showcase some pretty cool skilling methods. It'd be pretty cool if people kept up for more than just
The 1 minute that they did it
30
for.
seconds or whatever, though. Yeah, to see someone do, you know, I don't know what one of the methods off the top of my head.
Quran 1 fire
You know,
making.
a significant amount
Yeah,
of
the
XP would be
Quran
really cool to see rather than just a 30-second clip showcasing it. But yeah, Ned did a good job.
What's so funny?
Never gets old.
I don't really know if it inspires me to try to do something different, but it's I like to go back and watch them for sure, but I wouldn't really say it inspires me or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. I'm not really skilling these days though, so maybe when I go back to skilling, I'll try out some of those things, but probably not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll inspire me to be more creative in my skilling. Pretty laid back when I do my skilling, and for the fire making cooking one was pretty sweet. Thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Alright, do any members of Hexis, or even guys who are on the podcast, use mechanical keyboards? If so, what type of switches, and are they cherry? I don't know what the other fucking words are, but yeah.
I use Corsair K70 or some shit. I think it's blue keys. I had the same one with reds, and then it broke. I got a new one because of the warranty. They let me pick a red or a blue one, and I decided to go with blues to try them out, and I think I like it more than reds. I don't really notice most of the time.
I've got a Kyocera DK2108S with blues.
Pretty professional keyboard for only doing agility.
Makes a lot of noise.
Oh! Yeah, you don't even need a keyboard. You don't need a keyboard for agility, dude.
I did do other things besides agility at one point in my life. It's just a dark period of my life I don't like to talk about.
Yeah, I have a laptop with a laptop keyboard. I'm getting a new computer, but I'm probably just gonna get a shitty, or like a pretty basic keyboard because I don't think it really matters that much for RuneScape.
Yeah, I just have a basic keyboard. Came with my computer that I bought. That's about it.
I use a laptop primarily, so no, I don't even have an external keyboard.
You got the nice stock laptop keyboard. It's perfect. It does everything I need it to do. There's no reason for me to want to buy one.
Yeah, there is. Get that numpad, dude.
You want the noise it makes as well. It's really satisfying.
Who gives a fuck about the noise? You're gonna be listening to music or having some kind of background noise going on at almost all times. It's not like you're gonna be sitting there writing a fucking novel with your ear to the damn keyboard to hear the noise. Fuck the noise. Who gives a shit?
Satisfying.
How much did you waste on that keyboard?
It was a Christmas present, so I don't know.
How much did Santa waste on it?
I don't know. £80? However many dollars that is?
80 pounds. Fuck. That's like...
It's a heavy-ass keyboard.
No.
It's like a little bit over 100. A little bit over $100.
worth it.
I was
like
almost
it.
gonna say ducks, like bucks and dollars.
Ha 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 ha.
All right. Summer is coming to a close. What do you anticipate your gains will look like after summer is over?
So does that mean that I've like accomplished over the summer? Is that what it means?
Uh, you can maybe take it as like what are your gains going to be moving forward during the potential school year, or what you've accomplished during the summer, whichever way you want, really.
All right, I'll just say both. Over the summer, I got fishing, smithing, and I'm gonna finish off agility, and I got like 4 or 5 mil Slayer XP, and I think I was actually pretty good because I was working a lot. And then this year, I'm going to finish off Slayer, and I only have 4 more skills after that. Well, actually, woodcutting and fire making, and then I only have 4 more skills left after that, which I'll probably max in, honestly, like maybe December.
Okay, I'm not really exactly sure how my gains will be during this school year. Last school year, I was able to play a lot more, as opposed like the summer I wasn't able to play as much as I was during the school year. So hopefully the same holds true. I am taking the maximum amount of credits this upcoming semester, so we'll see how that goes. And second semester, I am taking, I don't know how many fucking credits, but I also have an internship as well, so I don't know exactly how that's gonna go. I don't know. I'd say my gains are probably gonna be around the same. I don't know. My summer still has 3 weeks left, so it's gonna be hard to imagine what I accomplished over that amount of time.
I feel like my gains after summer will probably be like the same. Won't be too much of a difference. Hopefully I'll be working.
Still got about 44 days of summer left, I think. And I expect my gains to slip from anywhere from 80 to 100 to probably 60 to 80 when it starts and everything. Might depend how much I'm working as well. I'll be content with 50s and 60s though. But this last year at school I was at 60 to 70 quite nicely.
I don't really know that much. I mean, I'm going into my freshman year of college right now, so I don't really know what to expect with college, but I don't think that it'll be less than I was playing in high school, because I spent a lot of time in high school just because, like, you have to be there all day.
Oh yeah, you'll never have more free time. Like, you'll have more free time in college than you'll ever have in your life. So
Especially your freshman year.
It's true.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll still be playing a lot. I don't really know. I also won't be working at the restaurant that I work at anymore, which I'm looking forward to.
Oh, dude, you're gonna be playing like 80 hours a week.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll
80
play
hours
that much, but I'll
completionist,
hopefully
yay.
still play, like, at least, 50, 60, maybe a little bit more. I want to have a little bit of a social life, but I never really have too much of a social life. I'm going to the same school as my girlfriend, so we can see each other easily.
Hey, what?
I don't think it's that hard to
Let
manage
me
a
get.
social
Let
life.
me. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brungus.
RuneScape when you're in college.
No, yeah, I've found it really easy to play a whole lot while in college. Hey, one thing though, Aubrey, do not so. Let me tell you. So my freshman year was like the year that Old School came out. So February of freshman year, shit came out. I didn't really even play Old School as much then as I do now either. But one problem that really kept coming up was, like, my girlfriend and I were spending a whole lot of time together, and one problem that just kept happening was, like, she was just getting pissed off at how much I was playing. So, like, be careful with how much you play around her when you're at school, because my girlfriend got super fucking pissed. And yeah, shit.
Yeah,
Just
she knows how much I play.
play in moderation.
I mean, she knows that I play pretty much in all of my free time, but we can only see each other so much, and I never like say no, I need to play RS or whatever. But I think it'll be the same deal in college. Like, it just be hang out whenever. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see.
All right. This question is more directed towards Trance, but do you fear for a rune crafting update that will be significantly faster than double nats with slightly less money to gain? We have even been seeing potential in double astrals, given that they're almost $1 million an hour right now.
Well, as far as double astrals, I'm not concerned about that because the rune crafting meta shifts to double astrals. Astrals will go down, nats will go up, and then people go back to astral. People go back to nats, and I'm fine with that. That's actually kind of cool. As far as like ZMI, I really hope if they release it, then they balance it more. If they release it as is, it would be ridiculous because S is 8 GP each. When it was released in 2007 or 8, it was probably balanced around S being 40 each. So that would be a significant change in the XP per hour and the GP per hour. ZMI.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, I hope that rune crafting stays the same forever, but it won't. So as long as there isn't CMI, I'll be able to cope, I think. But I don't know. I'd vote no to any rune crafting updates.
I wouldn't say that I fear an update to rune crafting, but I do definitely see there being an update that increases the XP per hour for sure. Whether that be blood runes, soul runes, ZMI, or anything like that. Shit, even rune span. Nah, I'm just
Rune
kidding.
span.
I'm just kidding, but
Rune span.
but I can definitely see they're coming out with some shit that establishes a new meta. All right.
The
What are
8K span is what it would call.
All right. What are your favorite boosts in game? Not to wear, but just the best looking to you.
What?
Hey, blame Vegeta.
I'm deleting this question.
Hey, the Infinity boots look good.
Yeah, I don't think anything compares with Infinity Boots. Once the new
Reminds me
boots
too
come
much
out, at least
of Mod Infinity.
yeah, that's a bit cringe, but Primordial
Thank-
Boots.
What do you guys think keeps people coming back to RuneScape after quitting multiple times and vowing never to return?
I'd say nostalgia and just. I think most people who quit and like actually make a vow to like never play probably end up quitting because like they lost all their shit or got hacked or something, and usually that's just kind of short-lived. Like you quit and then a few weeks later or whatever, you're just like, yeah, I want to play RuneScape. So I think that's why.
I've never really quit RuneScape, so I don't really know the feeling.
I feel like for me, I've quit 3 times and come back all 3 times, but I quit 3 times due to getting cleaned at the arena back in the
Trance, does that
stages.
surprise you at all?
No.
So I have yet to be cleaned on 07, and I've been playing since the start, so that's the good news. But I have been to the arena multiple times and almost been cleaned. Trance can confirm that.
I think it's because RuneScape, it's a really easy game to come back to, at least in old school. I don't know about RS3. I feel like in RS3, if you quit and you miss a month, you're gonna feel like you miss a lot because of all the dailies. But like for old school, like you can quit for a month and come back, and it's the same exact game. Like you don't feel like you missed anything. And for other games like World of Warcraft, if you quit for a month, you're gonna be behind on gear. You're gonna be behind on your daily quests and all that shit. So it's kind of annoying to quit. But yeah.
With RuneScape, you're just behind on Walder. I don't never quit, never been out, so I don't know the experience. Sorry,
I don't know.
I don't know the feeling.
I know that my reasons are a lot different than others. I went like 4 or 5 years in between my first stint and the beginning of playing here, but for me, just wanting to come back was just wanting to finish maxing. It was a goal of mine that I had back before I was hacked and banned, and for me, that was the reason why I wanted to return, because like I was just way too pissed off at RuneScape to want to like make a new account. And if it had ever interested me at any point, like the game had changed too much for me to know what's going on or to enjoy it. So I don't know. My reasons are different than most, I'd assume. But alright. We've been holding off for 2 hours and 45 minutes on this whole topic of sailing, but let's dive into it. So, just started off, pretty obvious question. What is your opinion on sailing so far?
I'm on board for sailing.
You are?
All aboard.
Oh my god.
No, I don't know. I like it. I really like it. Really do.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. I mean, we don't have enough info yet to really be able to form a strong opinion about or be able to know what kind of effects it's gonna have.
It wasn't that funny. Fuck off, Trance.
Randy,
It's funny because it wasn't funny. Don't you know,
Like when I
don't you
said
know the
oh,
meta?
penis.
The
Oh my
cringe
God.
value is funny.
Sorry,
I think
Aubrey.
sailing's gonna be cool. Depends on how they go with it. We don't know much about it right now, so I mean,
Yeah, we get another devlog like sometime next week, so.
Oh, really? Next week already?
Yeah, Monday. They said they're gonna on Reddit. He's gonna follow up on Monday with another.
Alright, yeah, well, yeah, tomorrow. Bam.
Wow, that seems a little quick to me. I mean, shit.
Well, they probably got tons of feedback already, like, to apply to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of scared that I I feel kind of indifferent. It doesn't sound bad, but I don't really want a new skill. So I think I might still want it though. I don't really fucking know. I'm really looking forward to seeing how much more it evolves in between this first dev blog and whatever the last final poll is, but I have a strong belief that it'll pass, and gotta be ready for it. But I really don't know. I'm just feeling kind of indifferent about it. So, how does the possibility of sailing change your current goals?
Not at all.
Not excited for the new rope swing agility in between
Shut
pirate
up.
ships.
in between pirates.
What?
Stop trying to devalue my agility experience, man.
Alright. For me, I had already stopped doing smithing and crafting because I figured a new skill would come out that would give a little bit of bonus XP and buyables, so I was already prepared for something like this.
It doesn't really change my current goals. I mean, I don't think we really know enough about it to make kind of decisions about that at this point. But I also don't have intentions of like 200 mil all or anything, so certain skills like smithing, yeah, I already did. I'm done with it, personally.
Yeah, I agree. Like, we don't know much about it, so it can't really, like, how would it be able to change our current goals? Like, I mean, but Trance stopped with his stuff early, thinking there would be a new skill, so maybe the sailing will have an impact on that, where he'll be able to get XP with those skills.
Vikings preseason football has just kicked off. But, alright. It's really affected my goals a lot. Like, I was planning on getting 200 mil smithing and 200 mil herblore, but I'm no longer going to be getting either of them until sailing comes out. I think that sailing more so opens up the possibility of overloads coming into the game. So that's why I don't want to finish herblore. And I mean, they said like smithing is going to be one of the skills that gets trained doing this shit. So fuck, I mean, I really don't even know what I'm gonna get up to, like 100 mil smithing and like 150 mil herb, and I'm not really sure what I'm gonna be doing after that.
Rip my 200 mil snip XP.
Well, we'll find out how much bonus XP it really does give.
Have to do sailing on my alt.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it changes my plans in that I will get 99 sailing, but other than that, not really, because I don't think it'll affect like pets or anything like that, really. I mean, maybe it'll bring some new gear or something, but that's, I mean, it's still pretty far off, so I have to do something in the meantime.
Alright. Do you guys think sailing is going to be kind of similar to dungeoneering?
I would assume they're probably going to go that same route. Try to, like, get it, like, where dungeoneering, where you get, like, a group of people, you go on a boat, you fix stuff, you go through doors, different doors and stuff like that. You kill stuff. You basically use probably planks to fix gaps or something like that, so you don't sink or something like that, to move on to, like, the next area.
Yeah, I think it will be like dungeoneering. I'm not sure how they're gonna do. Are they gonna do like randomly generated oceans, or is it just gonna be?
From my reading, it seemed to be randomly generated, to where you'd.
Okay.
It would literally be something new every single time. Like, they would have thousands of possibilities.
Yeah,
so then it would be like dungeoneering.
Yeah,
in that
it's definitely,
sense.
it's definitely got that feel when it said it was trying to incorporate group aspects and PvP into the skill, which I really didn't like. I don't like the idea of having to rely on other people to train a skill. I'd much prefer it to be pure solo. And also the fact that it relies on other people makes it sound more like a mini game than a skill, because RuneScape has always been a very independent game. That's why Iron Man's a game mode and it works as well as it's to have something like a group of aspects of a skill just defeats the point of this solo game. It just doesn't fit with the identity of the RuneScape old school feel.
I think it will be quite similar to dungeoneering. I'm pretty sure they did say it was going to be like randomly generated along the way, like each time you come across a new event, and it can be anything out of a certain set of types of events in any order, is my impression. So it sounds pretty similar to dungeoneering, but I'm definitely more of a supporter of this than dungeoneering, because dungeoneering was alright, but it was it's such a known quantity, and it's just not really that interesting to me anymore. And sailing could open a whole new like content that I think could be really cool and fun to play through.
I would be happy if sailing was like the better dungeoneering that we get, but if it's gonna be like dungeoneering, I kind of want it to be a minigame, not a skill. But then again, if it has that much depth, it can't. I mean, it can't really be a minigame if it has that much depth to it, you know?
Yeah. All right. So, what kind of effect do you guys think that sailing will have on time to max ranks? Who do you guys think will grab, or like, who do you think will be #1 TTM with sailing if it gets released? Who are some potential candidates you think are really going to be able to compete for that spot? We'll have probably in the area of like 140 people or so who are max at the time that shit comes out. So there'll be a lot of possibilities. What do you think?
Thanks, Titan.
You really think he'll halt his balls to just go and train sailing?
I don't think he'll do sailing
I
on
don't think
release
he will either.
or at all.
Me
No,
neither.
I
I could see him. I could see him waiting months and months before he even ends up training it. I almost think it would be a lot smarter to just not train it right away and just wait until all of the like efficient methods are established by other people.
All established.
Yeah, actually, I can see what you mean. If it was drum gun, definitely. But yeah, I actually see what you mean when you're saying that.
So I don't know. I think that there's gonna be a whole bunch of people who are competing for it. It'll be really cool to see. I don't really know who I think would be first. I think it would be between it. Trance, you have any interest in it? I think you'd be right up there and like.
Oh, absolutely. I would definitely go for it.
I-
And I think I could beat Lynx in a race to a single skill.
Ooh.
Depends how long it is. Short term, no lifing, you can smash him.
I mean, he hasn't really. I mean, he's obviously no lifing, but would he play 600 hours in a month if a new skill came out? I don't know. If that's the case, then no, maybe I couldn't beat him, but I don't know. But yeah, I would definitely go for first to max. The time to max, I mean, depends how fast Foot changes EHP. If he doesn't change EHP at all, you might max before he even changes the EHP rates to accommodate sailing. So Jeffrey would still be rank 1 time to max.
It's interesting.
I don't know who to say. Don't want to circle jerk and say Trance, but he's the only one that comes to mind.
I'd say
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Harm could be in contention. I
Trance or Harm.
Trying
Mats.
to do a better job at it.
I saw Mats say in CC he would spend 3 weeks, like he would use 3 weeks of vacation days at work to try to do it. So,
Max, or he will be by the time it comes out, I guess.
Maz is already Max.
Yeah, he's
already Max.
yeah.
Cheeky.
Hey, Maz or Max?
Mats with a T.
Oh, okay. Then Maz.
Yeah, there could definitely be some people who we don't even know about who just casually, people who are not even gonna max for another like 4 or 5 months. They could be the guy to be number 1. I don't know. All right, what do you guys think about new quests to unlock new areas, like via sailing? And do you think that sailing should act as the stepping stone into getting onto Zaya, if it ever does
That'd be
come?
cool, yeah. That'd be fine.
I would say no to new quests for sailing. I don't like quests in general, because if I wanted to travel around the world in 80 days, I'd do it IRL if I had the money. But I mean, yeah, using quests to get using sailing to get onto Zaya, yeah, I would definitely think that would be pretty cool.
Well, thinking back to when other skills were released, usually not too soon afterwards, they try to incorporate some. Well, back in the day, they would consistently make quests. Like there were several quests every year. So after they released a skill, they would make some quests involve those skills, just so they would continue to involve every skill in questing. So I think it would be good to make quests that involve sailing, but not make quests that like require sailing, or I don't know what am I trying to say, like that are essential to sailing, I guess.
Maybe the quest to unlock Zaya would have a sailing requirement on it if you're trying to incorporate them. That's as far as I'd go with it, though. To have a quest required, well, a difficult quest, not a shitty little fucking 3-minute room mysteries. What's the other one called?
Druidic Ritual.
Druidic Ritual as well. Just, I can't see them doing that, to be honest.
They had said that they didn't want to have any kind of barriers to Zaya, though.
Oh, fuck off.
As in, like, you have to be a certain level to go there or something. They said they didn't want to do that. I don't think you're gonna, like, be able to do anything if you're level 3 and you go there, but the fact is that you can go there is what I think they mean.
Ugh. Mod Ghost wants everyone to see the goat see.
Alright. Don't you guys think that we have enough fucking dragons? Sailing would introduce Sapphire, Emerald, and Ruby dragons.
I don't really... have enough dragons. It's like a medieval fantasy game, so dragons are pretty prevalent, but I don't know if they're intending on having the dragons like drop gemstones every time instead of bones or something. I don't know about that. I don't like that.
Nah, I would say maybe like if you compared it to like Iron and Steel dragons, where they always drop dragon bones, and maybe they would drop one or two
Oh,
sapphires.
so like instead of hides, then
That's
instead
what
of
I.
hides, it would drop,
That's
like,
kind of what
sapphires
I
or
would
whatever,
assume.
I guess.
I mean, if they dropped gems instead of hides, they'd be worse to kill than any other dragons, I think. And the right click on the reg dragon showed it as level like 515, so they're probably gonna have pretty good drop tables. I mean, that's close to the level of God Wars dungeon bosses though, so I don't know if they're gonna have like actual like boss mechanics or what. But I mean, I don't really care if there are a lot of dragons in the game. It's a game, and we have dragons, but we can have more dragons. It doesn't really matter that much. We have lots of humanoid creatures, lots more than dragons.
Despite being the preserver and guardian of the old school feel, my entire stance on this is just meh. It's too early to say yes, it's going to be good, no, it's going to be bad, and really pass any judgment on it. Because as Aubrey said, why would you kill them? But nah, just show us more, and if it looks alright, then maybe you'll get me on board. But I really doubt it. I don't like change.
I mean, it would depend on what the drop table was and everything.
Well, you know what that's going to be? Magic seeds, mahogany logs,
Mahogany logs.
mahogany planks even. Fuck off.
Noted
Right,
bars, yeah. Noted
Bars.
gems.
Noted runite bars.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
to be
20,
noted
20
bars.
battle
You know what? No, fuck magic seeds. Just get some magic saplings on that bitch.
Yeah.
Magic saplings and 25 coconut drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just up a farming pack.
Yeah, it should just say farming pack instead of
Farming pack.
Yeah, it should say farming pack.
5 magic saplings and 75 coconuts.
100
But no, what they could do is make it so you can't farm them. Like, they could make it so,
on task
No.
only or something like
or
that.
like, yeah, they could do some sort of task system for sailing, where you get to sail to an island, and that island might have ruby dragon. If you're lucky, you'll get ruby dragons.
It just
but if
makes
you're
me think
unlucky-
of thingy, like Dungeoneering, where you had guardian
Yeah,
doors
but if
and
you
you had
but
to
if
clear
you're
the room
unlucky,
to
you
progress.
get like a woodcutting island where you chop trees down and
You
get
save
like a
Yeah,
bonus.
the island,
it
not
could
kill you.
just have like one of each dragon, and they don't respawn. Like you just like find them there, and you can just like kill them once or something.
Yeah, see, I think they can make the drop tables really nice, but make it so you can't farm the dragons. So it's kind of like, you find a dragon, you get really excited when you find a dragon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Zora's not exciting because like.
What?
It'd be really cool if they made it like that.
Yeah, I like the idea.
To answer the question, I don't think we'll ever have enough. Like we were talking earlier about the price of dragon bones being as high as they are. Anything to get more D bones into the game, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but like Aubrey said, would be a right click of like a 570 something boss.
Well, if it's introduced the way Trance is described, that's fine. I think you should have a really nice drop table, but get excited if you encounter one whilst you're sailing.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Or
you
you
dock
go
your
to a
ship at
dungeon,
an
and
island
at the end of the
there's-
dungeon, there's one dragon
Yeah.
or something.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah, that sounds somewhat like raid style gameplay even.
Yeah, and that's what Ash said he wanted to do in the last Q&A.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's a decent idea.
Alright, moving on. Do you guys think sailing should be a mini game or a skill, and why?
This is I don't know, it's hard to really say at this point. I made a video talking about sailing and my thoughts on it, and that was one of the things that I touched on is, it could be a mini game and probably still work pretty much just as well if it has good rewards. Especially like if it's going to be similar to Dungeoneering. Dungeoneering is a fucking mini game. was a mini game, like seriously, and it was so annoying that it was a skill. So I don't know. I mean, it depends on how the mechanics of the skill work. If it's similar to Dungeoneering, make it a mini game. If it has things that really are like if it wouldn't work if it wasn't a skill, then make it a skill. Like if you really need to have level ups, like affect the skill a lot, and it makes the difference there, then yes. But it definitely leans towards like mini game style content.
Well, you still needed. It's the same thing it'd be for Dungeoneering. That's what you needed. You needed higher level skills to do higher level doors and stuff like that, which would be the same thing. Basically, you almost contradicted yourself, I think. Right there, with like level ups and stuff like that.
Well, Dungeoneering didn't have like. I mean, your actual Dungeoneering level all unlocked was like new floors, which in turn unlocked new bosses. You could just as easily have it be based on how many Dungeoneering tokens you've gained. And Dungeoneering tokens are literally just 10% of your XP, so like it could have all just been based off of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it should be a skill or a minigame. I don't know much about it right now, so I mean, it could be whatever.
I don't really know. I don't really know if it should be a mini game or a skill. I feel like if it's a mini game, it won't get as much love. I don't think people would train it just because it's a fun mini game. I mean, not many people do mini games just because they're fun. So I think for
Well,
it to
they'd have
be
to give it rewards that would be worth getting for all different sides of the player base.
yeah.
You could offer the prayers and
Like things that would be efficient for skilling, things that would be efficient for PVM, maybe even things related to PvP, though I doubt that anything PvP related would pass. I don't know.
I'm really interested to see how they try to incorporate these new range and mage prayers. I know that you just brought that up. Like, I wonder how that's going to be introduced.
Yeah, that was wicked random.
Yeah.
Well, with player reports on RS3, they did it where you could collect resources from different places. Maybe it would be that the resources can be cashed in for unlocking the prayers or used in something else regarding considering the prayers. I don't know. It's all. I hate that we're talking about it this early because it's just we can't really say anything besides.
Yeah, it's all speculation.
It's all just. I don't know.
All right. A little bit of the same question, but just just worded a little differently. Do you think that the Jagex is too fixated on a new skill, and is sailing not just another mini game forced into a skill? I don't know, kind of the same, maybe just worded it a bit differently.
Well,
I think they definitely are kind of fixated on having a new skill. Like with Artisan, they tried so hard and it just wasn't happening. And I feel like with Sailing, they're going to try even harder. I don't know whether it's going to happen though. Probably more promising than Artisan.
I think without a doubt it'll be passing in the game. All right.
I think Slayer's more of a mini game than Sailing is. Like,
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to say that with Sailing not even out yet.
right?
But all right. What things do you want to see from Sailing, and what things would you rather not see implemented through it?
I just don't want this to sway away from the game's original identity. I don't want them to try and guilt trip or force it or, come on guys, we put all this effort in already, come on, anything like that. I don't want to see a new skill, but I do want to see the competition when a new skill comes out. I'm so on the fence at the moment, I can't give a decent opinion on anything.
I really don't like the idea of 2376. Just sounds gross. But I don't know, it sounds like it'd be pretty cool in general. I don't want anything to be crazy OP either. Like, I don't want there to be ridiculous weapons, chaotics, turmoil, overload, soul split, all of that. Please God, no. Never.
I'm just very interested to see what they have to say about it, because as far as the skill goes, what they've released so far is jack shit. It's like a sentence on each aspect of the skill. It's nothing to go off.
I think they were just trying to gauge a reaction and then get a bunch of feedback, and now they're probably going to release a ton of stuff tomorrow.
I want the fucking shock value of everyone thinking, oh, my meme is no longer a dream.
I would like to see better ways to farm resources instead of getting them from PVM drops.
Agreed.
I think they could do that for sailing, like you sail to an island, and you chop a bunch of magic trees, and you get, like, obviously it's not efficient, and you wouldn't get sailing XP, but if you want to chop magic trees, you can get, like, actually get a decent amount of magic logs an hour. Like, Zora is more magic logs an hour than woodcutting magic trees. Ridiculous. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Not to mention all the loot you get. Yeah, like, so they should incorporate that with sailing somehow.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Trance, like gathering items quicker from a different area, like you said, like sailing somewhere to be able to gather stuff.
They're all interesting aspects of a new skill, but it's just so early.
I don't want to see being forced into group mechanics to get the best XP. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see also being forced into doing the PvP stuff for the best XP or rewards or whatever.
Whilst I am on the fence, that's the only thing I'm adamant in just despising the idea of group and PvP having aspects of a skill. No.
Yeah, I think the force group thing would be bad.
No, it just makes it feel more like a mini game, and then it's less like a skill, and it's just unpleasant to train.
That's why I hated Dungeoneering at first, because you had to be in a group or your XP was like complete garbage.
If you didn't have friends, you were fucked. Rely on randoms.
Or you could just boost it. You could just pay a lot, which is
and it was fucking expensive.
Yeah, it was really
made so much money off that.
Floor and shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had a friend who made a shit ton of money off it as well.
It was 3 mil a floor or 4 mil a floor,
It
because I did.
on what tier and whether it was a pro or not. And
if you had 2 people doing it, and the floors took like 3 minutes, like 15 to 20 minutes suiciding at max before all the updates happened when I was doing it.
So you pay like 8 mil an hour or something? Like...
Yeah, your group would make like probably like around like total combined probably like 20 mil total, and then it would probably be like split between 3 ways, which would be like 6.5 or something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I had fun doing it.
All right. Do you think that you are biased one way or the other about sailing? Either you don't want it because it's another skill to max, or you want it because you can potentially go up the ranks easier.
Personally, no. About the rank specifically, no, because I don't really go for ranks. I don't really do that, and I'm not biased either. I like it. That's why I'm gonna go for it, or at least see what the new feedback's gonna be tomorrow.
I'm so on the fence about it. But I am biased. I don't really care about an extra rank because it's not my scene. I'm kind of like another skill to max, really. I probably would get it to 99 eventually if I managed to make money for it. I'm pretty poor, but nah, really. Still on the fence.
I'm not biased either way. I just need to see what it's all about before I can make a decision on if I want it or not. There does, I think, need to be like a new skill into the game though. So this could be the one.
Yeah, I don't really care about it, like having to do it for maxing or whatever. I mean, I don't really care that much that I'm maxed, other than it just means that I do all the skills. Like, as max cape comes out, it'll be a little bit annoying not to have my max cape for a little while, but it's not really that big of a deal, and it sounds like content that I would want to play, and that's the only real reason that I am mostly in support of it right now, but it's still way too early to say.
I mean, I don't really even think I can be biased because I don't even know what I want at this point in time. I don't know if I want it. I don't know
Yeah,
if I don't.
I'm very much in. I'm in the same boat.
Oh my god.
Oh, these sailing puns bug me.
I might be a little biased just because I have a pretty good shot at getting first 99. It'd be cool to be like, you know, rank 1, even if it's only be for a little bit.
All right.
I really would like to see the camaraderie between the high-level community all, well, and seeing who rushes forward and who gets
Yeah,
it
yeah,
first.
it'd be fun. It'd be fun to have a
I
race.
just, yeah,
Really
it's
would.
nice because when that was all happening, we were all like noobs when everyone was just destroying everyone. Now we've all got the knowledge we wish we'd had. So I think if there's anything to look forward to, it's that.
The hype.
Yep.
All right. What skills are you guys most concerned that will be devalued with sailing? Either directly or indirectly.
I mean, once again, it's really hard to say, but possibly construction, possibly smithing, since those were specifically mentioned. I mean, you might just get free XP in those skills or something. I don't really know, though.
I'm not a fan of that at all. Makes sense,
don't really
but I just
know.
don't like the idea of, you know, it's efficient to do that.
I
It's the same deal as doing fishing
I
before
totally
agility.
agree. Please do not give crafting, construction, or smithing XP.
Yeah, it's the same deal as agility. I mean, less agility for me, but I've never really liked it. But whatever.
I feel like it could devalue something, but like obviously it said in the dev blog, construction and crafting probably gonna
And
and smithing
smithing.
probably gonna give some small bonus XPs. But I feel like there's probably gonna be some sort of reward in sailing, or some sort of incidental thing that happens. Like you think C2 fishing and woodcutting happen
Yeah,
with engineering.
I was
There could
also
be
gonna
something
touch on that.
very similar
Yeah,
here.
I can see that.
I have to be careful with stuff like that. And then it could be, I think in the dev blogger said new areas to train skills. Whether that's gonna be efficient, they'll probably try to do something like that's efficient, like an island where you, you know, fish a new fish or something. I don't know. Probably gonna try to do something like that. Who knows?
I think there would definitely
Really
be
is
I think there would definitely be a new fish with all the fucking water that you're gonna be out there going on. You're bound to find. Well, I guess if you logically look at it, you're bound to find some new fish out there. What'd you have, Brungus?
I think it's kind of almost impossible to predict what skills might be devalued. And
What
we
ones
just
are you
don't know
most
enough. And
concerned?
then like Trance, probably construction, I guess.
Just the ones they've outlined. They've never said there could be a fucking the shipwreck
Yeah, but
agility course.
like Trance mentioned with the C2 fishing and stuff, like that probably can happen in one way or another with something. So, but we just can't really know what it is.
I'm hoping in hindsight there are a lot more pictures of that because C2 fishing and woodcutting was just, oh, it's so wrong. It's just not. No.
Yeah,
The
I
fact
don't
that
know.
the best way to train a skill is inside another. It's just no. It's so odd, very bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, I think construction could get devalued due to the fact that maybe it might be faster to do construction with sailing or something like that. I don't know. Probably
really
not
doubt
actually.
it.
Actually,
Yeah.
I highly doubt that.
I
Take
really
that
doubt
back.
it, but
I just
it
realized,
could
yeah.
be profitable or something.
It could,
Even
yeah.
if you get like 20 mil construction from 200 mil sailing, that's like what 25 hours save, like, you know.
All right. Do you think sailing could be a nice skill if it got a lot of community feedback to improve it? Also, sailing or artisan, as of right now, what do you think is a better skill?
Sailing is, yeah, it seems better. seems more refined than
Yeah,
Artisan, which is just kind of like
Artisan was just the best out of the bunch.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Artisan sucked. Sailing's definitely better.
Yeah, I hope with a lot of community feedback, they're able to. Well, I don't know if I should hope one way or the other, but I think with community feedback, they will be able to tweak it in a way that seems most appealing to voters, much in the way that they did with Artisan. I wonder if they'll poll it 3 times like they did with Artisan before they're like, all right, this is just never gonna pass. What do you think, Trickool?
Already gave my 2 cents on it.
I think sailing would be better than Artisan, in my opinion. I think it could be. It has good, I guess, community feedback when Artisan didn't.
All
I
right.
just think it's a bit more flexible than Artisan. Artisan's just resource skills. But yeah,
Your
have
mic
to-
is lagging.
told to do it.
I didn't hear anything you said.
Just said it's a lot more flexible than Artisan. There's a lot more potential for it, rather than Artisan was just go and do your resource skills, but before you do them, get told to do them. It was just awful.
Hmm. Alright, what XP per hour do you guys think sailing should be set at? Like, maximum XP at level 99, let's say.
In my video, I was saying like 40 to 50k an hour, similar to Slayer. I'm gonna say 35k an hour. I think that would be an ideal XP rate because it's gonna be interesting and entertaining skill. So I think it should be slow.
Yeah, that's low.
That's pretty
Oh,
fucking low.
Don't mind it being slow.
I don't mind it being slow either, but I meant like 80k.
I was thinking about wood pace.
Yeah.
I think it'll be in the area of like 150k XP per hour. Maybe even a little bit more. Kind of similar to XP per hour for Hunter even. I can see it range anywhere from like 150 to 200. I don't think it'll be anything more, but it could be a little bit less. But I'd preferably like to see it to be in the area of 150 to 200k.
Yeah, I highly doubt it will be 35k, but I think that would be ideal personally.
I'd want like 60, 70k. Yeah.
I really don't want it
I
to be.
like skills in that range.
I really don't want it to be anywhere between like in the 30k, like Aubrey is saying. 60k would be okay, but I just really don't like the idea of it.
I wouldn't want it to be like 500k an hour. I think it'll be a fun skill. I want to train it, and I want to train it for a while. So yeah, 100k for me would be like the highest I would like this to be at. Unless I really hope there's not like some stupid thing where, and Dub, like I said, you get XP for making ships. I hope that's not like how. I hope you can't drop 100 to 1 GXP and just make ships for 100 mil XP an hour, or 1 mil XP an hour. Because that would be kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that worried me too. Like, there are 3 different ways that you're supposed to be able to get XP in the skill, and they're gonna have to make it so you have to do so that you have to do all of them, or else them will be the best one, and the other 2 will be useless, pretty much, unless maybe people want to make a little bit of money or something. But I hope that you actually have to do all 3.
I don't know, the way that I look
Yeah,
at
I
that
think-
shit. Go ahead.
I would think it'd probably be around like 100k an hour XP rate, probably or like around 90 plus or something like that.
Lost my fucking. Oh yeah. You said there was gonna be like 3 ways of training it. I think that one way is gonna be like really expensive and be a lot of XP per hour. I think one way is gonna be like not a lot of XP but make you money, and one way is just gonna be completely fucking useless. I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts on it. But all right, would you guys like to see different types of planks used for sailing? They suggested maybe something like maple planks, or would you rather see them use the same ones as construction with like oak planks?
I think the use of different planks would be pretty good. Would make maple logs go up again, even though they're already back on the rise for some reason since the G came out. I know the maple logs had plummeted to like 20 GP and now they're up at like 42. I had looked like yesterday.
I think it depends, like, if you could make money off of doing construction in sailing or if it would cost you. I think if you would make money, then you'd probably want to make new different planks that don't affect construction. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. If it was if you paid for it, I'd probably want them to stay the same as the ones that are using construction.
Even with this, I'm really on the fence with it. I mean, you could use existing planks and divert resources away from construction, crafting, smithing, etc., or you could use completely new resources to help breathe life into different economies. Different markets within the economy. So I wouldn't really know what would be best from an economic standpoint. Thinking about the RuneScape economy, that is. Probably be more swayed towards existing planks though, rather than incorporating more content that's unique to sailing. Split the resources for construction the same way logs are split between house fletching used to be and fire making. Seems like it will work out alright, but of course there'd have to be some balancing issues before this judgment's made.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to incorporate new types of planks, but I don't know if it's really a necessity, but I don't know, kind of impartial.
If they kept it the same and like made you require like using oak and mahogany planks, that would really divert a whole lot of the planks away from the construction market and would just really increase the GP to XP for that shit. Trickool said he would like to maybe see some things like reviving other parts of the like markets that are kind of dead. I'd like to see something like that, similar to the way how Zulrah created Dartscape. You know, darts have a use, so prior to that they were fucking useless. So I'd like to see it use some new resource to kind of create a market from an already existing item rather than use already in-game items.
Yeah, I don't think they need to make maple planks. That's dumb.
Alright. Would you guys like to see items such as U-logs, magic logs, dragon hides, and other more commonly alked items used in sailing, along with a money sink to control inflation? Maybe... What? Fuck the last part of that. What do you think?
Yeah, but no, they should do just coins. Just do raw GP as the money sink. You don't need, like, it doesn't make sense to throw dragon hides or
It's not an item.
alkables.
That's not GP sync, that's an item sync.
Yeah, so they should
It
just
should
make
be-
it so you have to pay money, pay GP to make a boat, pay GP to travel to an island to
Well,
do a raid.
If you pay like one upfront cost of like a pretty high price for a thing and then just mend it or whatever, I guess that'd sink some GP out of the game.
Maybe they could do like, you know how the in for engineering they have the resource areas.
Oh.
They could do that, pay GP, and you get to do
Yeah.
a black demon task
Or
on
you
some
can have
island.
You can have crew members and you pay them in the same way you pay a demon butler or something. Just to sink GP
Maybe.
out of the game.
I wouldn't want. It's
Oh
like in
yeah,
Ports and
third
R3,
tree,
don't you pay your NPCs and they come and bring you resources? It's like miscellanea, kinda. I don't know about that.
I'm talking more like they help you on the voyage.
Okay, yeah.
Here's a
Oh,
question
I
that
mean-
I just... I'm interrupting, sorry. Here's a question that I just saw is, do you think if they changed the name of sailing to voyaging, people would take it more seriously?
Nah.
Nah.
people
I
are
don't think
fine
so.
with it.
Well, I mean, sailing is quite a big meme, so
I think people might even
Voyaging
be
sounds
less
like Star
inclined to
Trek.
vote for it.
The meme enhances its chance of passing.
it really does. Don't let your memes be dreams.
I mean,
Vote
people have been wanting
sailing.
sailing for a while. So, I mean, since pre 07 coming out, people wanted sailing back in old Scape, back in like 2012, 2011, and stuff like that. Before EOC, people were talking about sailing.
Nice voice crack.
Yes, I know. They happen. Leave me alone. No bully.
Getting back to the question, I really hope that it is a money sink because we fucking need one so bad with Solra, and this is they're gonna nerf Solra, but even so, we could definitely use one. As for a resource sink, I guess that would be also semi-effective because resources, at least some resources, turn into money. But yeah, I think the idea of like hiring crew members would be one of the smartest ways to take GP out of the game, but I think they could think of a lot of different ways to do it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the only way.
If it acts as a GP sync, I think that would do the game real well. So, yeah, I'd be really in favor of them making it to where you fucking have to spend a lot of money. GP sync. Alright. For those of you guys who are in the chat, if you start posting some questions, we'll start collecting those. We're almost running out of questions on this end, so let us know what you got, and if we see something that we like, we'll give it a chance to answer in. But one question I got was, Randy, you met Slay Star's member the other day named Devotion. Care to share how it went? Yeah, so earlier this week, I turned my PM on, and I got a message, and it was like, "Are you planning on going to the state fair?" I thought this was a kind of strange question, you know, because I had already had plans to go to this shit. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm going," and he's like, "Oh, I'm working this shit. You should kind of like stop by." And like, cause like he's working at it, and he's like, "Oh, you should come on by." And I was like, alright. Went on by, and he was pretty fucking busy. And I was just like, alright, let me know when you get a break or something. So, went off, started doing some shit, and he DM'd me, and he was like, alright, I'm on a break. And I was like, alright, I'm on my way back to where you were, whatever. So, started walking, and I was like in a big ass crowd of fucking people, and my girlfriend like grabbed my arm, like she was behind me. She just grabbed my arm and was like, "Hey, he's calling you." Uh, I'm sure he noticed like my Vikings hat that I was wearing, had it on backwards. So you know, it was a fat ass crowd of people. Like I must have stuck out like a sore thumb. But then we just sat chilled for like a half an hour, and then his break was over, and I went and bought this sandwich from his like kind of stand that he was at. I think I got robbed. That shit was only should have only been worth like $2 or $3. I had to pay $7 for that shit. But
It's fucking fair. It's gonna cost 6 times.
dude, a turkey and cheese sandwich costing a whole bunch of fucking $7, man. I was expecting it to.
Fair? That's it's average.
I would have been
Paying for
fine
location.
paying $3. Is ridiculous, $7. But he was a really nice guy, and it's not every day that you get to randomly meet someone on RuneScape, someone who plays RuneScape a lot. So, yeah, thought that was a cool experience. And he lives like a half an hour away from me. But, alright, moving on. So, this from the Twitch chat is Do you think Old School needs a ninja team just as the one they have in RS3?
What that
Needs?
is?
No. Oh, I'll tell you what it is. A ninja team is they have a specific couple people that just answer, like, people go on the forums and they say like this little thing needs to be fixed. So they deal with a bunch of like tiny little things, like little fixes and updates, so that the like main developers don't have to worry about it. So
The RS3 Ninja team is bigger than the Old School team.
is it really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, like, to answer the question, I don't think we need it, but it would definitely be nice. So Ash doesn't have to worry
We've
about.
already got the super efficient, really responsive team of ninjas known as Modash, who only takes a record 112 days to fix bugs.
You counted?
Shots.
DJ Salt.
You'd be upset if you lost 40 mil that wasn't your fault.
It was your fault for training agility when it was broken.
Shut up.
No, I don't think we really need a ninja team. Like one person. I feel like most of the small things can be done by one person.
Yeah, I don't think we need a ninja team either. I mean, just one person can fix all the small things. I agree with Trance.
Yeah, I don't know. Especially with the size of the Old School team, it's not really reasonable. RS3 team has like 100 million people, but Old School team has like 10 or 15 or whatever, so it doesn't really make sense to have separate teams so much. We only have like 3 devs or something.
Yeah. Another question we have is, do you guys think that wyverns should be made only available to be killed while on task?
It's way too late to fix wyverns in that way. They should fix them, but not in that way. Yeah.
No, I don't think they should fix them. I think it's too late. Plus, if they did that, Addy bars would get crushed. Maybe probably double. Well, not the Addy bars would be double. The loss would be double on Addy bars.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, I don't really care that much. Once again, doesn't really affect me, but it might not be a bad idea. Since their drop table is so crazy, it might be a nice way to balance it out. But it would never pass a ball in a million years.
Yeah, it never would. I think that it wouldn't be the right way of dealing with the problem that has existed in the past with it, especially given how rare that the wyverns are as an assignment as well. It would kind of seem fatally flawed. What do you think, Trickool?
What question are we on?
The wyvern task.
As broken as it is, it's scary how dependent those markets are. A blow like restricting people from killing them would hit those markets pretty hard. So if you want to pay, 8 GP and XP like with prayer for your other skills, sure. It's a really delicate topic, and something like that seems kind of heavy-footed. Like the most obvious fix, so I'll suggest it. But it's a bit more than that.
First of all, it would like never pass a poll, so like it would just never happen.
Yeah.
But if they were to make wyverns actually, like, you actually get wyvern tasks, because you really don't. I think it's like ridiculously rare to get it. They were to make it so you can get it and then boost it to like 50 or whatever you get in a task, then it'd probably be a good idea to make only killable on task, but it's just never going to happen.
Alright. You've got a question, Trickool? Who is your favorite lad that you've ran into while doing agility?
Ran into.
These RuneScape clones are just fucking everywhere. I don't know. I like lots of people. A guy called Sevi said that he liked me. He was alright. I did it with a level 3 skiller called Sick Adam for ages. He was alright. Time and post imbuing. And any Hexis member, I guess. I like doing it on my own so people can't see how shit I am though.
Alright. What items do you guys think badly need an item sync?
Oh man, didn't have enough time to think about this question.
Bad.
I
Should have put your name at the bottom like me.
I don't know. I don't know.
I can't
The
think of
joke is
anything
real.
that really needs an item sync.
Yeah, I don't think.
I can't think of anything that needs an item sync.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't think anything needs.
the-
Yeah,
I think instead of an item sync, they should stop the influx of certain items like flax and pure essence
Oh, yeah.
and magic seeds.
You mean the
palm
Zero
seeds.
Flax
No,
Flag?
no, Magic Season Palms are fine.
How about those 200 coin Calquat seeds?
Holy shit.
So like you can't make a Calquat tree sync. Like you need to
You can just
fix
put it in
the
quicksand.
you need to fix the supply of it rather than just making it come out of the game more.
Yeah.
Make it so it takes 100 Calquat seeds to make one sapling.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'd only be like 20k.
I don't know. I think
But yeah,
that
coins are an item.
one thing now they tried addressing the item sync with like the Zora rewards, the signature drops. I think that may shit that shit should be revisited again because that shit is way too cheap because like I don't know. I don't really like how scales cost as much as they do, so it would be pretty good if they revisited that. Trance?
I answered it.
Oh fuck.
I'd just say GP and most everything that's dropped by Zora.
If you were to nerf,
Flax, pure essence, that kind of shit. That's like coins each.
yeah.
An influx of flat.
So
Razor.
bad.
If you were to nerf one skill, what would it be and why?
Probably combat. Nightmare zone.
Damage
Not even
chance
just 6 houring. Just Nightmare zone in general is like really OP even without the 6 houring.
Yeah, fuck Neighbor Zone.
I'd have to agree on the combat.
I
I
think
mean,
I might
does
actually.
does nerf mean like lower the XP you get, or like?
Yeah. I think it's
Pretty-
broken.
Pretty much.
I think I would actually nerf fletching because fletching
Damn
is
it.
just, like, not a skill even.
I was gonna say that and all.
Yeah.
That was my backup tip. Chance took
So-
mine, and then I just.
It's
then
so
Autumn-
shocking, like how it's a secondary impact from the update has made it go from a 700-hour skill to a 0-hour skill. That's
Oh, it was like 900.
it's ridiculous. It really baffles me just how quickly it changed just from one thing.
Very vexing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would have been fletching. It went from 225k an hour to, well, I guess if you include bolts, but it realistically increased XP per hour about so fucking much. It's too bad that it evolved into what it is today. But all right, we're pretty much running out of questions here, so
In 4 hours nearly, so.
Yeah. We made it 4 hours.
I think we
Team effort.
yeah, it was. I was kind of expecting it to be a really long podcast, We're at 3 hours and 45 minutes. It seems really fucking long. We're not gonna take any more questions. I think everyone here is kind of tired. You know, maybe in the future if we
2
do
in the
some,
morning.
if we
Yeah,
do
Trickool
any,
wants
if
to
we do
sleep.
some long ass shit
Good
like
bit.
this in the future, we should maybe take like a 5-minute intermission, like 2 hours through or
Yeah.
something like that. You know, like shit.
I'm hungry. Somebody make me food.
Yeah, it's but I'm gonna call it here though. The next Hexis podcast will be streamed probably August 22nd or 23rd. I'm not exactly sure. I move into college on the 23rd, so that may be subject to change. I'll make an announcement video before that shit comes out. And for those of you who submit topics for the next podcast, you will be entered into a drawing, and the winner will get a week of OS Buddy Pro for free. Giving out what is now 10 different OS Buddy codes on this stream alone. So I think overall it's been real successful. But about to call it out here, and almost 4 hours. This is ridiculous, but
My
All right,
first
you have as
one
much
record
fun as we did.
podcast.
we'll see you guys later.
Peace.